Jordy Culotta Show. Wave your hand out there, baby!
Shout out to the show.
She puts the pinky into the nostril. Man, look at that.
Healthy competition, there's nothing like it.
Y'all grow up. The line's wrapped around the stadium. Different strengths. I just lost a tooth.
It's going to be fun.
You know, we might have a story.
I love what you're doing.
Ogeron wants to take us fishing this afternoon.
Sharif, you play for the bad boys of the SEC, man. We don't apologize to anybody.
But a lot of people are saying you're going to be wearing number 7.
I don't really know. I want to. He look crazy, Bill.
Good feet on the old man.
Definitely come back.
We'll be right back with the Jordy Culotta Show.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome into the Jordy Culotta Show. My name is Mikey Matuk. I am filling in for the boss man, Jordy Culotta. He is still on vacation.
In the hot tub.
He is in the hot tub. He has got some steam coming up off of the hot tub because he is in the mountains. That is something I've always wanted to do. I've never been in the mountains. I've never gone.
You've been in the mountains.
Nope. I've never, not during winter times or doing any of this. I've never been skiing, never done any of that. I've always wanted to do the whole, baseball. Could never get hurt. The whole deal.
Mikey.
Contract would get voided.
Contract? Yeah.
Oh, it's on every contract.
I've never thought about that.
Never been skiing. Never been to the mountains in the wintertime to see snow. I've always wanted to have a nice little beer in the hot tub and have some steam coming off the. Yeah, let's go. Let's just. I mean, everybody else on vacation. Let's go on vacation. Let's do it. No, I think they should have their own alone time. But we got a great show for you.
So much hair in that hot tub.
I mean, why do you always have to do that?
He's so hairy. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he knows it.
Okay, well.
And he left his manscape here.
That's
so.
an Italian part of him.
What do you mean? He really did?
Yeah. I mean, so he ain't trimming.
How do you know?
I saw it in his office.
Maybe he's going bare razor.
No, there's no way he could go bare razor.
Maybe he's getting a little wax. You know?
A couple's wax?
That just gave me chills.
Why? He turned you on?
Reminds me of, what is it, a 40-year-old virgin? Right, when he's getting waxed?
That's what he looks like, shirtless.
He's not watching,
Shout
so
out
we can continue to bash
Well,
his
he's still
hairiness.
sleeping. He's still sleeping. It's probably, what, 5 a.m. over there?
That's true.
He's awake.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. He's here at 4:30 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
He texts me at 3 in the morning.
He doesn't sleep.
Yeah, he doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
That's why he makes fun of that woman all the time. That's just standing in her driveway because they're one and the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well,
he's just not sleepwalking.
I'm not here at 4:30. I got here at 6:30. I feel like that was a pretty reasonable time.
Great.
This is
Stewie
good.
made it.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've been on the morning show. I'm glad I'm here. We have a great show for you today. It's obviously the first day of early signing period. We have Billy Embody coming on the show today at 7:30. This morning at 7:30. LSU recruiting is kind of obviously kicking off. We're going to have some Desmond. The Billy Embody came out with his crystal ball or his prediction on where Desmond Ricks is going to. What does that mean?
That's the 1-3.
The RPM. What does RPM stand for?
Recruiting projection meter.
So RPM meter. So it's RPM and then they add the meter again. So it's meter.
Okay. Meter.
Okay. Well,
Brigger.
his RPM meter has Desmond Ricks committing to LSU or signing with LSU. He is going to make his announcement tomorrow.
Recruiting prediction machine. Excuse me.
Oh, there. See, okay, you're giving false information on the show.
So it's not all today. Like, explain how.
So it's a 3-day. It's a 3-day window for the early signing period. So today, tomorrow, Friday it closes.
Today, tomorrow, and Friday are considered early signing.
Early signing,
Okay.
and then the late signing period, I guess, which is normally the real signing period, is in February, and then after that happens,
it's over.
Let's say it's over. You can still sign after, but
why do you have early signing period?
it's a new thing. They added it a few years ago. It's so that with the portal and the signing periods, it just gives coaches the opportunity to
Early enrollees.
Yes.
Okay.
To get
So
early
they can come to like
enrollees
bowl
and do those types of
practice
things.
and get on campus early. Like that's you saw it with Derek Stingley, whatever. He
Okay.
signed early, so he went to the actual the Fiesta Bowl. He was like at practice.
Yeah.
But you can't play, right?
What happened?
Just
That's
practicing.
what Walker was doing. That's what who was
Will Campbell.
who was supposed to
yeah.
be playing last year? Remember there was people talking like, oh, early enrollees, like we don't have any players. So can some of these early enrollees play? Can't do that. But you can practice, you can be around the team during the bowl practices, kind of get that experience, which goes a long way when you're a 17, 18-year-old kid going into college and being able to feel the atmosphere and just kind of get your feet wet and get acclimated to how the program is being run, especially during the bowl games. But we're going to have Billy Embody. He obviously understands recruiting a whole hell of a lot more than I do. I am kind of still on the fan side of the recruiting part, but it looks like LSU's class is going to end up being a top 5 class with everybody that is projected to sign and commit to LSU. Obviously, the defensive backs, the defensive backfield was the biggest question mark.
I know, didn't 2 just get picked up?
So, yeah, we have probably the deepest cornerback, safety, defensive backfield class in the country, and it's only going to get stronger. I think that with Desmond Ricks signing or predicted to sign with the RPM meter on the 22nd.
RPM
Already
meter.
forgot what it stands
And
for.
then, me too.
Recruiting.
Prediction meter.
Prediction.
Y'all are
Or
struggling.
projection.
Projection.
Projection or
Meter.
prediction? Tomato.
Recruitment projection.
Recruiting
meter.
projection machine.
Machine.
No.
Yes.
It's
Is
a
it
machine.
really?
It's a machine.
You just made
machine.
that up, though.
Machine.
Probably. But Desmond Ricks coming in on the 22nd, or supposedly committing on the 22nd, gives us boost. I think everybody assumes Denver Harris is going to sign with LSU. That also would be a boost. He's a former 5-star. I think everybody thought he was going to come to LSU last year. Obviously, the NIL, Texas A&M stuff, that's kind of end up being kind of a debacle over there.
Will he
He's
be an
going to come
early
back.
signer?
So he would. I don't know how the signing period works with the transfer guys.
Oh, yeah.
I probably should know that, but
It's a good question for Billy.
that is a
Billy
great
will know.
question for Billy. Billy's going to be here on 7:30. We had an influx. We, as in LSU. I hate when I say we. I have done nothing to bring
I
them
don't know
here.
why you're weird about that.
But I guess I can
It
say
is
we.
you. It's
I
your
can say we
team.
for LSU. I'm an alum. I played here.
Well,
Didn't play
yeah.
football.
But
Yeah,
you played
Can't
a
say we
sport
for the
here.
Saints. I don't think.
No.
You could,
But you
people
could
do.
definitely say it for LSU.
Okay, so we.
You did enough.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. LSU, we as LSU have received an influx of defensive line transfer portal commitments. One of those guys is an edge rusher from Oregon. He was a former 3/4. There's so many recruiting services out there. There's different rankings for everybody. He was originally went to high school in Georgia, went to Oregon for 3 years. He has 2 years of eligibility. He has transferred to LSU. Florida defensive line Jalen Lee has committed to LSU. He is from Baton Rouge, or he's from Louisiana. I don't think he's actually from Baton Rouge. From Live Oak, actually. He's from Baton Rouge. He is from Live Oak. He has transferred in. He has 2 years of eligibility. And Arizona defensive end transfer Paris Shand committed to LSU. So that's 3 back-to-back-to-back. And that follows Jaquelin Roy announcing for the draft. I really thought, never mind. I'm not going to say I did it. I'm coachable.
Coachable.
I'm very coachable.
You are.
Jaquelin Roy announces for the NFL draft. It is it hasn't been discussed or announced if he's going to play in the bowl game. If I was a betting man, and I am a betting man, I'm not very good at betting, but I am a betting man. So maybe fade this pick. I don't know. I would imagine that Jaquelin is not going to play in the bowl game. I'd imagine that him declaring is going to be similar to B.J. Ojulari declaring and saying, I'm going to start getting ready for the draft. I'm not going to play in the bowl game. Now you have Jay
Why,
Ward.
though?
Injury.
Okay,
They're playing. They
that's
play
it.
I mean, there's no reason if they
It seems fun to,
declared.
like one last time.
No
like,
doubt.
you know?
Now, some guys will play to have an extra game on film or do some different
Yeah.
things. Jay Ward has announced he's going to the draft. He is going to play
Yeah.
in the bowl game as of now. I don't know if that'll change, but BJ, I don't think has anything left to prove.
Yeah.
And I guess Jaquelin feels the same. I think he's been, there's some talk about whether he should come back or shouldn't come back. I was in the camp where I think that it wouldn't hurt him to come back. I think that he would be able to put himself in the first round consideration. I think that he is in first round consideration, even not coming back. So first, second round in the NFL, I think you got to go.
Yeah.
There's too much risk. There's too much of a risk of injury. You just never know. It's very unpredictable. So he's gone. Best of luck to him. I think he's going to have a really good combine and pro day and put himself in a position to get all the opportunity that he needs. On this Wednesday, we have our mailbag segment. It'll be the first time I get to go through the mailbag segment, which
love it.
I'm pretty excited about it. So we have a good show. I'm excited to be here this morning.
We're excited to have you.
I'm up and at 'em. I'm missing my workout.
I was about to say if you did the 5:15 F45 or if you
didn't do the 5:15. No, Coach. When I woke up, I'm going to play basketball, I think, after the show.
Good.
That'll be a little cardio.
That's a workout.
There you
It's a
go.
good workout. Speaking of basketball, LSU has a basketball game tonight. I know everybody hasn't bought into the LSU basketball thing. I understand that they're not as exciting as they have been in that, but they're 10-1, have a chance.
Check out the Will Wade podcast.
Yep, check it out. What is
So
it?
good.
Sorry, Matt McMahon. We love you, but
No, listen.
Yeah.
it's
you
fine.
will always have a
Absolutely.
special place in our hearts.
Will Wade was very polarizing,
Yes.
to say the least.
Yes.
I think he was energetic. He was entertaining to watch on the sidelines. He's obviously understands basketball. He recruited really well. And, he put himself in a position, unfortunately, they had to have a scapegoat, and he ended up being a scapegoat because there are friends up there in Kansas who had done pretty much the exact same thing. Have a 4-game suspension. That makes zero sense to me. But Will Wade had to be the guy to step on the grenade for the betterment of LSU, and he did that. And
Give him a statue.
yep. And so he's
awesome.
you can still listen to him talk about basketball. But needless to say, LSU basketball is 10-1. They have a chance to go 11-1 before conference play starts. That's when the real season starts. Me and Katie were having this conversation off air. Her Mississippi State Bulldogs are ranked. They had their first loss.
Yeah. Against Drake yesterday.
Against Drake. It's tough. Look, Drake had a big one. LSU beat Wake Forest earlier. Wake Forest beat Duke. There's some look, basketball, once January hits and college basketball really starts to take off, once Christmas hits, that's when people start realizing, NBA basketball is going on right now. So
this is the last non-conference game tonight, right? East Tennessee State.
Yes, last non-conference game.
This
East
would
Tennessee
be the
State,
12th consecutive win in the PMAC if they win this game tonight.
which is great.
And it's a 4-game losing streak that East Tennessee State Buccaneers, I think. They're on a 4-game losing streak.
Let's get back to football.
Yeah, let's get to foosball because we have 15 minutes
for
for Billy.
They're playing tonight.
Yeah, I was going through the whole thing.
For sure,
I do
for
want to talk
sure.
about football though. Before we really get into the recruiting conversation, I want to bring light and bring attention to a situation that I think people probably have forgotten about, right? And we all understand that there has been some many black clouds over the LSU athletic program, more specifically over the LSU football program.
The previous regime.
The previous regime, which this new regime came in, was part of the whole reason why Brian Kelly was chosen. Not only is his football acumen elite, his track record elite, but the way he runs a program and the way he builds the culture around the program and how he runs it and what he does is very first class, professional, and done the right way. And that's part of the reason why he became the head coach, because they needed to clean up the football program. They needed to clean up the athletic program. And it was, I don't want to call it the verdict because the case is still ongoing. But the news that came out yesterday is some positive news for LSU. Sharon Lewis, if you don't know, was the assistant recruiter under the Les Miles regime, and she filed a lawsuit against LSU for sexual harassment, for she brought a RICO case to LSU. And if you aren't familiar with the RICO cases, just go watch every mob movie ever. That's how they get these guys in the mob, is they bring a RICO case to court. They get them, they arrest them on RICO charges, which is basically
racketeering.
Yes. It's basically just it's not good. But yesterday, Judge, I don't want to get the judge's name wrong, so I'm pulling it up. Judge Kelly, who is
I thought it was going to be like something hard to pronounce.
Judge Kelly is presiding over this hearing. Sharon Lewis and her attorney Larry English were sanctioned yesterday, which is filing a frivolous lawsuit for $330,000 to pay to the defendants of LSU, basically for filing false claims or, not having basically ground to stand on in their erroneous on all accounts. But Judge Kelly dismissed 6 of the 13 accounts. They are still ongoing. I would imagine that some of these other accounts would probably follow. It's a tough, and I don't want to bring light to the situation. It's good that LSU is kind of getting this past them. But my first reaction is, boy, that did not go as she intended it to go.
Because a lot of it was on behalf of students, right?
So there was 2 students that happened that she brought into the that had some sexual harassment complaints and all this stuff, right? And so she brought that to the attention, and that was part of her lawsuit. And I guess that there wasn't any claims that were substantiated within this argument. But boy, she sued for $50 million. She went from suing for $50 million to having to come out of pocket and pay $330,000. That is a huge.
That's basically like losing a parlay.
I mean, that's basically like the LSU Georgia 10-point swing on the first drive of the game.
Game over.
I mean, you were going in there about to score against the number 1 team in the country, and field goal got blocked, return for a touchdown, and now you're down 7 instead of up by 3. That's a tough situation. Like I said, I'm not bringing light to the situation. I don't want to bring levity to it, but it is something that is nice to get past. Some of these complaints and some of these, like part of this lawsuit goes all the way back to 2013. Yeah. Which, I think you have 5 years of statutes of limitation. And if you don't know, if you're not good at math, that's 9 years ago from 2013. So before we really get into the draft talk and get into other stuff, I wanted to bring that. Sharon Lewis and LSU, it's starting to get resolved. It looks like LSU is going to put that past them.
And Les is going to put it behind him.
I don't even know where Les is.
It would be the first time you put something behind him, I'd imagine.
Here we go. Here we go. All right, let's get to football, Lloyd. Go ahead. You said you want to get back to football.
I do. I'm just trying to figure out a little. Obviously, we have Billy and Buddy coming up, but I was just trying to figure out some of these commitment dates because everything that I've found online was early in the AM. You have Ashton Stamps set to commit today with Weeks, Ryan Yates, Mac Markway, DJ Chester.
And these are all commitments to LSU.
You would imagine they're all.
Well, they're already currently committed to LSU.
Right, but is
Caleb Jackson committed to LSU?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're all committed to LSU. You would hope. No, signing day gets wacky and gets crazy.
The old fax machine.
And you don't know. Well, that was the old signing days where it wasn't just like, hey, I'm gonna text you and I'm gonna, let me fax in.
I think they still use it.
Yeah, I think that's more of just for like
posterity's sake.
Yeah,
a little nostalgia.
Yeah, because they already signed, sealed, delivered before then. That was the whole Ryan Perlew deal, going from Texas to LSU. There's a lot of last minute flips. There's some rumors going through the Twitter sphere that there's going to be a lot of shakeup in the recruiting world with the quarterback position. There's going to be a lot of like crazy things that are happening. Some of these high-level quarterbacks either flipping commits, saying they're going somewhere, end up going somewhere else. That's what I am here for, right? I hope that nobody that's committed to LSU flips and does that to us. I hope that we get some of those from some of these other schools.
Who was it last year when we were all in there watching and you fell off the couch? Was it Harold Perkins?
No, Harold Perkins was a good thing.
It was Denver Harris probably.
A good thing. It was a good thing.
It was a bad thing. It was a running back. He went to Miami.
Yeah. Shit. Is it the Lake Charles prep kid? The one with all about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that?
He was going to Auburn, supposed to go to Auburn. Then he just like surprised everybody and went to Miami.
Yeah, I do remember that.
It's something with an L. And I'm blanking on it, and I feel terrible.
Trevante Citizen.
Yeah, Trevante Citizen.
But that was the first time Mario Cristobal had made an actual splash, and it showed that kind of Miami was getting in the NIL game.
How'd that go for them this year?
Terrible. Not great, Bob, but I think they're gonna. You got to keep trying.
Happy,
I guess.
Not happy.
Yeah, you got to. I guess it's just if you're in college football, you want to see at least that you're making an effort to do it. And LSU was in that same vein to where it felt like they were a little late to the party. But now it feels like they have this whole thing.
And I don't want to like discredit these athletes coming out of high school, or at least I don't want to discredit a position. But if there were a position that you can have something like that happen to, it's the running back position, right? Like there's a lot of really good running backs out there, and there's a lot of, I mean, look at Josh Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Williams was a walk-on at LSU. Mm-hmm. He's athletic, obviously. He's super talented. He wasn't very highly rated. He wasn't rated high enough to even get an offer from LSU. He wanted to be here, came here, a little bit undersized, became RB1, graduate, was a huge addition to LSU, the running back room this year. He beat out a bunch of guys who were 5 stars and 4 stars and had all this hype coming in. So my point is the running back position is a position that can be groomed and can be developed, and it's a little bit easier to find a running back to fit a system, more so than a quarterback, cornerback, defensive end, offensive lineman. Receivers are tough, but nowadays receivers are a little bit. There's more receivers out there than they've ever had been before.
I would say the receiver is the easiest position to find.
It depends on the scheme.
Because everybody wants to play receiver.
Right. It depends on the scheme, right? Like there's a lot of receivers who can run and catch. Yes. Right. There's a lot of receivers that can go run and catch and do all these types of things, but the receivers that are going to make the difference, especially in offense that we like to run at LSU with tight ends and being able to have a route tree, like you're going to have to be able to understand schemes, understand coverages, understand how to run routes. And, it's a little bit more of an advanced. I wish Jared Mitchell was here, who was my co-host on our show, mic'd up from 6 to 8.
That we will do today.
That we will do tonight. We'll have a little recap on recruiting. But he played
with Shea Dixon.
Shea Dixon.
It's going to be good.
He played wide receiver here at LSU. Some coaches may have said he should have played cornerback. I rubbed that. Did you remember he said that?
Say that again?
They said that he should have played cornerback.
Who, Jamar?
No, Jared Mitchell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said they played the wrong position.
The funniest thing about Jared Mitchell is that he had no idea he was like a
top 100 recruit.
Yeah, a high 4-star, and he's like, "Oh, I was a top 100 recruit." It's like,
bro, do you
how
know
did you
how
not?
hard that is?
Yeah, it's like, how did you not know? How
Not
good
only
you
was he
were?
a top 100 recruit, he was also
athlete.
supposed to sign in the first round of high school in baseball. But
Really?
He was 11th round draft pick out of high school in baseball. Came to LSU, played both. Was a top 100 wide receiver. He's
first round pick in the major league draft
Wow.
after
He
college.
just played in the Les Miles offense, so it was.
Oh, he got.
Well, he
fucked.
played
Fucked.
in the Jimbo offense first when he got there. For a
Yeah.
majority of his time was in Jimbo's offense.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, so back to the recruiting part. We have these early. I always feel like the kids that are committing early on are pretty much signed, sealed, delivered. You know where they're going to go.
I would usually agree, but as we are talking right now, Oregon trending for 4-star cornerback Dalen Austin, who's committed to LSU. It looks like he is officially on Flip Watch.
Hey,
Really?
okay.
So-
well, there may be something coming on the other side of that.
That's what I was going to bring up. It feels
Yeah.
like there may be if you want to put the puzzle pieces together, it feels like this is probably related to the Denver Harris news where he's like, okay,
Denver Harris, Desmond Ricks.
yes,
Teviano
committed.
Right.
So it feels like the room's getting a little bit crowded whenever it was a position of need.
And you still have a bunch of guys in the class in the defensive backfield that are coming, minus him, right? I know he's a 4-star. I know that you don't want to lose anybody. Can't have everybody. It's impossible to sign everybody that you want to sign. That's just the way it works. It's a numbers game. But I think everybody that has left LSU, whether they're a commitment or they're a transfer, it seems like it's been a strategic move, and it seems like they've kind of seen the writing on the wall with some of the other guys coming in. I mean, you see Jaquelin Roy declare for the draft. Right after that, you see, boom, 3 defensive linemen transfers commit to LSU simultaneously. So it feels like some of this stuff is a little bit calculated, but it's gonna be interesting. Are there any guys that we are? And this is probably a William Embody question.
Mm-hmm. Sweet Billy Boy.
Sweet Billy Boy. Are there any recruits that we have that we're not sure we're going to get? Like, when are their announcements? Are they, because I know obviously Desmond Ricks is tomorrow, so we're not going to find out today. But are there any guys that are pending today that we don't know if we're going to get or not?
think Pimpton, the tight end from where is he from? Texas? Is he from? I think he's from Texas.
Yeah, but he's got what 6'4".
No, he's like 6'6".
Yeah, monster tight end committed to Vanderbilt, and then he gets an influx of offers over the past
Yeah,
month.
he
where,
did the Jack Besh thing.
Exactly. So where he gets a just kind of Vanderbilt is, this is what Shea Dixon was saying at least, is that Vanderbilt's very good at identifying talent, but it kind of is a detriment to themselves because as soon as they identify somebody, all the, I guess you could call them blue bloods of college football, start doing a little bit of research and be like, oh, Vanderbilt with the early offer, maybe we should look at him too.
Yeah.
And then he gets an LSU offer. I think he got a Texas offer, a Georgia offer. So it all starts coming in, and Vanderbilt has a tough time holding on to this guy. But Pimpton hasn't done anything yet. He hasn't.
And Vanderbilt's quarterback's good. He was a freshman. I'm not saying Vandy is in any type of.
No, they're trending in a much better direction.
Listen, they haven't won a conference game in I don't know how many years, and they won two in a row. So. And they beat some good teams. Didn't they beat, was it Kentucky?
Yeah, they beat Kentucky and
Florida.
Florida, yeah.
They have a good coach.
They do have a good coach, and they have a good quarterback, and you can do a lot of different things. So maybe the kid wants to go to Nashville, and he wants to hang out on Broadway Street, and he wants to I mean, he's from Texas. He probably likes country music a little bit.
Big Tune Boogie.
Yeah,
and
Isaac Smith. Isaac Smith is a safety from Mississippi. It's LSU and Mississippi State. Here we go, Katie.
Here we go.
Buckle up.
Am I going to ring that bell or no?
It's going to be tough because
Shea Dixon did say that because Mississippi State promoted their defensive coordinator and head coach, it helps because it's a defensive guy.
Yeah.
Like he knows he's going to a defensive-minded head coach. So
for sure.
Let's take a little break and then bring Billy on, right?
Let's do it.
Okay, Mom.
Barker Brothers Plumbing, don't forget about them. They have no social media, no website. You call them at 225-776-2431. Mention the Jordy Culotta Show. Save 15%. Number one and a number two business. You used Barker Brothers the other day? Did you mention the Jordy Culotta Show?
I did not.
What happened?
Mikey.
It was a while. I said the other day. It was like probably 2 months ago.
You could have saved 15%.
I know.
They have trucks all over Baton Rouge. Don't forget about them. 225-776-2431. We'll be right back with Billy and Buddy. Stop.
Donaldsonville Glass and Body, the trusted name in frame, body, and automotive paint repair since 1977. They have served their customers for over 45 years. You can find them online at dgbauto.com or stop in and see them Railroad Avenue and Division Street out in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Look, they can help you with your insurance claims. They can make the repair process as stress-free as possible. I'm speaking from experience here. I've got numerous windshields, body repair, all done by Kenny and the crew over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They are, without question, the most well-equipped shop in the area. Stop in and see them today. Shop them online, dgbauto.com, or stop in and see the crew over in Division Street in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Hey fellas, it's Jordy Culotta for my friends over at Men's Total Health. Guys, do you suffer from fatigue, decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, weight gain or loss of muscle mass, signs of depression, anxiety, hair loss, mental fog, general loss of interest? Then you might be suffering from low testosterone. Go see my friend Mike Roach and his great team over at Men's Total Health, over in Metairie at menstotalhealth.net online. And stop in and see how they can change your life today. A simple shot and some knowledge from Mike Roach can get you back up, moving with your energy, get your sex drive back, build your muscle mass, make you feel young again. All online, menstotalhealth.net. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz. I was embarrassed about my smile. Are you unhappy at yours? Do you not smile back at yourself? I called my friend, Dr. Spillers, over at Johnson Spillers. He fixed my smile, and now everywhere I go, people are complimenting it after the work that Dr. Spillers and the staff did to my mouth. They can do it to yours. Get in touch with them. JohnsonSpillers.com. 2 locations, one in Gonzales, one in Baton Rouge. Easy to find them, JohnsonSpillers.com.
Welcome back to the Jordy Culotta Show.
Back to everybody but Travis Dyson. Go fuck yourself and
Okay,
go find a new fucking
listen.
hobby.
Okay, I wasn't going to do that, but welcome back to the Jordy Culotta Show. My name is Mikey Motzik. I'm filling in for Jordy. He is on vacation.
Thank you, Mikey.
I love it.
We're
Travis,
very
that guy, the gentleman that Lloyd so
Dyson.
eloquently
Probably great at sucking.
called. Okay, well, he is apparently he's not happy with our recruiting conversation because apparently we don't know anything. But that's why we have William Billy Embody on the show to help us with this conversation so that we don't get fussed at in the chat. Billy, thanks for coming on, and please save us in this recruiting conversation.
What's going on, guys? What questions do you have? Let's open it
All
up.
right, let's do
Christmas.
it. So obviously there's a lot of talk and there's a lot of chatter on the internet about who's going to commit, who's going to decommit. In recruiting world, you really don't know. It's kind of a crapshoot. Things can happen last minute. What are you hearing and what are you expecting with the current recruits that are committed to LSU? Are we going to hold on to majority of those, hopefully all of those, and are we going to get some guys to flip to us on the first day of the early signing period?
Yeah, so I would say right now LSU is sitting in a good spot to hold on to the majority of their commitments going into the day. They have 25 high school prospects committed, and they are really only in danger of losing one. Even Jaylen Brown, the 4-star wide receiver out of Miami, who's been kind of here and there talked about as a potential flip candidate for a lot of schools. He actually is set to sign with LSU. We reported that last night at thebengaltiger.com. And now there are reporters at Gulliver Prep there in Miami. Purple and gold is everywhere, so all is good with Jaylen Brown.
Nice.
The one thing we're watching is what does Dalen Austin do? Does he take his recruitment to the spring, or does he sign with the school today? Because Oregon's been pushing, Louisville's been pushing. He said he wants to take his visits. His brother plays for Oregon State and didn't end up taking all of his official visits, and has kind of advised him that it's something he regretted not doing. So that's something that Dalen wants to do. But in reality, I mean, LSU has a chance to clean up at corner. Dalen Austin has been somebody that has visited other schools kind of before the early signing period got close. I spoke with his mom late last night, and she told me that, we still plan on signing late. Now, in recruiting, anything can change, right. So we'll see what happens. And if Oregon gets a national letter of intent for him, that's the school that we're really watching. If he takes it to the spring, I guess the intrigue continues. LSU would love to keep him. He's a very good prospect. But at the end of the day, they added Javian Toviano. They have Jeremiah Hughes on board. They're hoping to get Desmond Rick Thursday night as well. So they have a chance to really upgrade the secondary in a big way. And they also have Ashton Stampson State, who's kind of a corner safety type. So this would be a nice to have if they end up getting Desmond Rick.
You talked about the cornerback position. You talked about the backfield. I think that's obviously was the biggest question mark going into the recruiting. You're losing a lot of guys in that position group. You want to restack and you want to get some guys to kind of fill in those gaps. That position group and the defensive line position group. You came out with your on-3 RPM pick, which I didn't want to make sure I made that up, of Desmond Ricks, and you are coming out and saying that it looks like Desmond Ricks is going to be a Tiger. How impressive has this defensive backfield group been with this recruiting class and with some of the transfers? Because obviously you still have Denver Harris looming out there, and you have some guys that are very highly rated in this class that are supposed to come to LSU. How impressive has this crop of defensive backfield prospects been?
Yeah, it's really impressive. You mentioned Desmond Ricks. I put my on 3 RPM pick in for him. He's somebody that we went into the month of December saying that LSU sat in the best spot. But we've also seen this story here and there for some high-end prospects that LSU has led for under previous staffs or, just here and there through the years, and then they don't finish, especially guys out of state. This one, Desmond Ricks, from everything we're hearing, LSU's about to do just that and finished with Desmond Ricks on Thursday night. He's a 5-star defensive back, position of need, early enrollee, got great length. That's the type of guy that LSU needs to be landing at the cornerback spot. He'll pair really, really well with Javian Toviano. We'll see if they do get another high-end transfer at corner to add to that crop, of course. But Desmond Ricks is a huge piece to this puzzle. If they get him on Thursday, you can, sign and steal LSU potentially, I would say, for a top 5 finish. They also have Isaac Smith out there as well, but I think that one's trending more towards Mississippi State. And then they have Kamorian Pimpton, a 4-star tight end out of Texas, and LSU's right in the thick of it to land him as Wednesday gets going. So it's going to be a busy day, but they've really done a terrific job with this defensive backfield class. Like you said, Kylan Jackson is one that right down the road in Zachary that I think is going to be one that stud. He just brings the wood. He's got that mentality. If he puts it all together in coverage, he's going to be somebody that could really play early, I think, for LSU in that safety room. And then you add in Ryan Yates and Michael Doherty, 2 guys who have played for 2 of the best programs in the country in Denton Guyer and Grayson in Georgia. So both of those guys are really, high football IQ players. Ryan Yates is more physically ready to go right now, whereas Doherty could, sit a little bit and take some time at that nickel spot to bulk up a little and add some weight. But yeah, just a really, really good class, I think, in the secondary for LSU.
You spoke about early playing time, some of these guys. Is Desmond Ricks in the mold of Patrick Peterson? Wow, I lost my train of thought. Is he in the mold of Patrick Peterson, Derek Stingley Jr., just come in right away, day one, starter at one of the spots, basically lockdown corner, half the field is removed from the scouting report? Or is he a guy that's going to have to – he's super athletic, super talented, but he's going to have a little bit of development when he gets here?
Yeah, I think he's somebody that needs to develop a little bit physically. He still has some weight to put on. He's one of those corners. He reminds me a little bit of Greedy in the sense that he, I don't think he needs a redshirt year, but he needs some time to add some weight to him. Greedy was pretty rail thin when he came in to LSU. I think with Desmond Ricks, his competitiveness in terms of playing a high level of competition at IMG for the last couple of years will prepare him to challenge right away. The big piece here is him enrolling early. He'll get to LSU. He'll be able to spend some time with Flint and the strength and conditioning staff, add that weight, improve his speed. He is not a slam dunk like Patrick Peterson, Derek Stingley were, at least in my opinion, but very, very good prospect that projects to be a very early round draft choice in the NFL, at least from what we see right now. This is a major land for LSU if they can get him done.
Not to put you on the spot, but to continue with the cornerback room.
No, he's definitely trying to put you on the spot.
Yeah, well, that's how it usually goes. Just to continue with the cornerback room, is there any news on the Denver-Harris front as when you can expect an announcement, or are we still kind of holding firm and just assuming that it feels like LSU and kind of everybody else?
Yeah, I think right now we're kind of in wait and see on when Denver's going to make his announcement. I do feel it is most likely going to be LSU, barring a last-minute change. I know he's been given the green light by Brian Kelly and the staff to commit, but I do think there might be some gamesmanship here in terms of trying to get Desmond Ricks on board and make sure all those things are lined up. Hey, Denver-Harris, you can do this, but let's make sure we help this team, be the best it can for 2023 if you're going to come here, and that would honestly include adding some competition for you and Desmond Ricks. So they're working that angle of it, I think, and that's part of the delay.
The other position group of need is the defensive line, right? Jaquelin Roy announced he's going to the NFL draft. I don't know if he's, I don't know if he's going to play in the bowl game, but it seems like Jaquelin Roy is out and he's gone. He's going to be in the draft. Right after that, you had 3 defensive line transfers consecutively or commit literally back to back to back. What does the defensive line class look like, and what is the plan of Brian Kelly and the staff to kind of fill the void on that side of the ball?
Yeah, I think with the edge position, it's terrific. I mean, you have a 5-star in Deshaun Womack who's going to enroll early. He's going to be ready to go early. I saw him a couple times over the last few months in person, and I mean, in terms of senior seasons, he might be right up there with anyone in terms of the quality of year he put together, in terms of what he'll bring to LSU. He's got size that's ready to go right away. And again, somebody that I think with Flint and the strength and conditioning staff, he's going to be able to continue to add mass. I think he's got the versatility to play both jack and that strong side defensive end spot. It's just a matter of where his body takes him long term. Still, one of the most dominant players I saw all season. Then you add a piece like Jackson Howard, who is probably going to be able to play a couple of different spots. He's got a bigger frame. He could be a strong side defensive end, maybe pushed inside, maybe play tight end. I mean, he is the son of a former NFL player, Willie Howard, and he had a terrific career at Stanford. He's going to be somebody that I think will take some time to develop because he needs to find a position. He's played all over up there for his high school, Robbinsdale Cooper in Minneapolis. But a really, again, high football IQ type player that they're bringing into the fold. And then you look at the transfers that they've brought in now. And Dylan Carpenter is out of Santa Ma. He's going to be somebody that can play that strong side defensive end spot when he bulks up. Now, the transfer run that LSU went on last night, Jalen Lee, I'll start with him, the Live Oak, former standout, comes home from Florida. He was a rotational guy for Florida, kind of, didn't necessarily go the way he thought it would. He was expected to really break out this year for the Gators, and instead was kind of just more so in that rotation. I think this is one of those scenarios where, look, you have Mason Smith and Mekhi Wingo coming back. You have Jacoby and Guillory coming back. So where are the snaps at defensive tackle for LSU? They're hard to come by right now. Jalen Lee has 2 seasons of eligibility left. He's somebody that is a low-risk take. He can provide depth. He's played in the SEC. He's a good kid. I remember when he was committed to LSU, just one of the good guys out there to cover. So he'll fit into the culture. He'll align well with Brian Kelly, so to speak. So I think this is a smart add. Again, a depth piece that can come in and contribute. They haven't seen enough out of Ty G. Hill and Bryce Langston from what I've heard. So they needed to address the defensive tackle spot. They do that with Jalen Lee. And then they add Paris Shand, who's kind of, in that Ollie Gay, maybe interior defensive line, position. He is from Toronto originally, went to Arizona, coming off a career-high year in tackles and sacks. So he's got 2 years of eligibility remaining. Again, kind of a low-risk take to bring in and kind of continue to develop on that front. He's got some serious size and length. I think that's something that Jamar Cain really values, is size and length. You saw it with a lot of the prospects he went after this cycle. There wasn't many 6'1", 350-pound plugs that he was going after. They were all the 6'5", 290, 280 type of players. Braden Swinson is a reunion of sorts. Jamar Cain recruited him when he was at Arizona State. He goes to Oregon, out of Georgia, wants to get closer to home. He's going to be somebody that comes in at that jack position and battles right away as well. Again, maybe a position where a fresh start really helps. And I think they're not done at defensive tackle, and we'll see how things go with Nicholas Harbor in the late signing period as well.
That's what I was about to ask. That's what I was getting right to him, because that guy is an absolute freak show, right? Like, he is he's what, 6'5" or 6'6", 225 pounds, and he plays – I mean, I guess he could play anywhere, right? He's a tight end. He's a defensive end, but he's also a track star. He ran a 10.2 100-meter dash at 6'6", 225 pounds. What about him? I mean, obviously he is.
It's going to be a late signee, right?
No doubt. But like, what is it? What is the conversation about him? Obviously, his talent's there. He's kind of a unicorn. but what is the projection on him? Where is he going to play? I know he likes to play some offense, but he is really good on defense. He's super athletic. What are you hearing about him? Does LSU, they're in the mix, but they have a legitimate shot of getting him?
Yeah, Nicholas Harbor, I mean, one of my favorite prospects in the country. And funny story, my wife hears me, working and talking to these kids and about these kids all the time. She ran track in college, so he's her number one recruit that she wants to see at LSU. A 10-2 800-meter time.
There it is. That's
that is just sick. It's unbelievable the type of athleticism that he'd bring to any college, and with him having Olympic aspirations, I think LSU is squarely in the mix for this one still. And if you follow his recruitment, LSU is one of the schools that has been there from the get-go. Michigan, I would put in that category. South Carolina, I'd put in that category. But then we've seen Maryland, Georgia, even Miami and USC to an extent make their moves in. Maryland hosted him for an official visit. Georgia, I think, is one to watch here in the spring as well. But LSU is a school he has always wanted to visit. He didn't sign early, and a lot of people think that is in part because he really wants to visit LSU. The track program, you've got to give them a ton of credit for the way they've recruited him. You've also had Jamar Cain leading the way on that one. They think he can play edge. They think he can play tight end. He can also run track and do all the things he wants to do. I think LSU's squarely in the mix for this one. We'll see. I think it could get a little wild. But look, they've been on his list to visit for a long, long time. And at least LSU didn't blow its official visit during the fall. Now they're going to get a chance to be one of the only programs to have him on campus in January.
Love that.
And how much do you think that obviously LSU being a world-renowned track school, how much do you think that plays a part in him wanting to be at LSU when you compare other schools? What?
Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I think that's a big piece. I really do. I mean, it's hard for some of these other programs that are recruiting him and things like that to really pitch. Okay, you're going to get developed here, and you're going to go to the Olympics. I mean, his parents, I believe, are both NASA engineers, or at least one of them is, and
Jeez.
I think maybe the other is pharmacist. So this is a family that is very bright. They've had. He has a sibling that I believe plays volleyball at Penn State, but I could be wrong on that college. But this is a family of athletes, a family that's very, very bright. They're going to do their research. They are well researched. And I think the track program is absolutely going to factor in there as well.
Have you ever seen a tight end / defensive end become a track star? Not a thrower of anything, an actual runner on the track. Like, this guy is a tight end and a defensive end, but he's literally talking to schools based off of his track prowess. Like, to me, that's just that you don't ever. I've never heard of that. You've been doing this a lot longer than I have. I'm not in the recruiting game, but I mean, I think that's a
He's
rare
a unicorn.
thing. Yeah, I mean, right?
Yeah, I think it's pretty rare. I mean, I'm trying to rack my brain as you were talking. I wish you would have kept going. So I
mean, the only guy that I can really think about it would maybe be like Vernon Davis, like a guy who had that type of speed, but that's it.
Yeah, Vernon Davis is the guy that comes to mind in terms of freak shows that have played tight end. And, Vernon, I mean, I actually got to know him really well when I was with the Redskins doing some ops work for them earlier. And, I mean, he's somebody that was almost like maxed out when he, went to Maryland and all that, but he was still a freak show and went on to have a great NFL career. Nicholas Harbor is just kind of tapping that into that potential. He almost doesn't really know what he's doing out there. I would not necessarily compare his game to Vernon's, but in terms of that freakish nature, that's kind of what Nicholas Harbor is.
Real quick, just to continue on the Harbor front, obviously he had some interest in playing tight end like almost throughout the year where he was a defensive end and he's like, I want to see the offensive side of the ball. With the news about Pimpton maybe committing to LSU or kind of being on flip watch from Vanderbilt, does that affect his recruitment at all?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think this is still a position where you just kind of have to hang in there and keep recruiting him. I don't think it's going to be a position that is impacted if they land Morian Pimpton. I don't think it's something that, he looks at Jackson McGohan and Mac Markaway and gets worried as well. I think Nicholas Harber's very confident in who he is and what he can bring to the table. I think this is just going to be one of those recruitments where I think you can almost kind of throw depth charts out the window in a way, because clearly, LSU's stuck in it despite bringing in tight ends, despite having Mason Taylor. He knows that there's opportunities to be won in terms of playing time at both edge and tight end. And I think it's more based on trust, and that's why he's kept LSU in there, as the trust he has with the staff.
Billy, I appreciate you coming on. I have a couple more questions if you have time for us.
Let's go.
Perfect, great. So I'm on the internet. I live on the internet. I'm on Twitter. I look through these types of things. The rumor around some of the other recruiting experts, so to say, is that there's going to be and this may not be necessarily for LSU, but just the recruiting world in general, there's going to be a lot of shakeup with the quarterback position in the recruiting world. There's going to be a lot of surprises today. That's what the prediction is. Are you hearing that? Is there something that a high-level quarterbacks that are committed somewhere could flip and go somewhere else that people weren't expecting, or is that just the internet being the internet and duping me like they always do?
Boss Tech Sports.
Yeah, I know. I think the one quarterback we're kind of all watching right now is really Austin Novostad. He might have already done it already, but I expect him. Let me see. I expect him to end up at Oregon. He's been committed to Baylor for a long time. And look, he flipped about an hour ago. So I think that was the big piece of fireworks today on the quarterback position, was Oregon flipping him away from Baylor, which now sits in a pretty crazy spot with their quarterback room having just one on board. But I think that was the big one for the most part. And who knows, signing day is crazy.
Right.
This period is crazy. But that was the one that going into the day, everybody kind of had circled.
I know we talked about guys from LSU flipping, going somewhere else, and hoping that doesn't happen. Are there guys that are committed to other schools that it looks like they could flip, that LSU could flip them to their side?
Yeah, I think the one flip candidate that we've really heard a lot about is Tamorian Pimpton, the 4-star tight end out of North Crowley, Texas, who's committed to Vanderbilt. He's somebody that LSU hosted for an official visit earlier this month. He had one of the best senior seasons around, and has one of the best catch radiuses of anyone in the entire class. He's a freak. He's 6'6", 220. I think he's going to be somebody that, as he develops into a blocker, is going to be pretty salty. He's kind of that jump ball winner in the red zone. He's somebody that I think LSU sits in a really good spot for. I think Texas came in too late. He is a really, really good kid. Really struggled, I think, with Vanderbilt and potentially going away from that commitment. They were on him super early. He's very loyal. And LSU, luckily, for LSU, if they do get him, came in about early October. So they got in there early enough. They saw what he was doing in his first 4 games. They offered and really turned up the heat. And I think if they get him, that's what's going to win out, is that it wasn't LSU coming in like Texas did about a week and a half ago. It was LSU trying to build that relationship over the last few months, seeing what he did as a senior and going after him.
Your coworker Shea Dixon just reported about 5 minutes ago that Derek Williams has signed with Texas. Obviously, a Louisiana guy that LSU continued to stay in the fight for. Is there anybody that maybe they make a push for now that Derek Williams is officially off the board? Is there anybody left on the, recruiting docket that they would look at?
No, I don't think so. I think Derek Williams was kind of a complete long shot. He had been a long shot for a while. I know there was some buzz around him saying that he might take visits here or there, but this is somebody that never took a visit anywhere outside of Texas once he committed. So I think that told you everything you needed to know about how locked in he was with the Longhorns. And so it almost isn't surprising that he ended up, signing and staying with Texas. And he's just one of those guys that LSU never had a shot with. But I think he's a big loss. He's a very, very, very good player.
Billy, I appreciate you coming on the show. I know today's a long day for you. Get the coffee ready. Stay alert. That's 3 days. Well, that's your move.
I think he's aren't you at the camp? Are you still at the hunting camp?
No. I'm down in Florida with my family now. So stepped out here for
Yeah, workday.
Patio action.
The beauty of the internet, the beauty of technology. You can work from anywhere. Enjoy the day. Hopefully nothing crazy happens on the LSU side. Hopefully, or if it is, hopefully it's the good way. And appreciate you coming on, man. Enjoy the day.
Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. That's pretty good news for LSU recruiting right there. You know, it doesn't seem like a lot of guys are going to leave. Maybe one, but we may get another flip our way.
Stewie gets his boy.
Who pimped it?
That's your boy?
That's
Oh,
yours.
Stewie is infatuated
That's
with
his
Pimpton.
boy?
Really?
I'm infatuated with our guy
I
from
always find-
Harbor.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's a
always
pipe
find
dream.
2 or 3 in recruiting.
You think?
Really like.
I don't think it's a pipe dream.
I think
Who?
Pimpton.
Harbor is a pipe dream.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
don't
pipe
think
dream.
so.
It's long. It's
a long shot.
Long shot.
It's just,
Why?
I don't know. It just feels like he wants to. He's been visiting Michigan a
Yeah.
lot. Then Georgia comes in late with an offer. He's gone to South Carolina.
Yeah, but that's all. But all of those, Georgia, South Carolina, that's all local to him. Obviously, Michigan's there. If track matters to him, like
It seems like it
Billy
does.
says, then I
Harbor?
think LSU is very, very much in the mix. It may not seem like it, but you're not. Out of all those schools, you're not going to get a better track program than LSU.
No.
See, I always watch what these kids do, not what they say. And he's been going to Michigan, Maryland, South Carolina.
Right, but part of
those
that,
schools,
but part
I understand
that's
it's
local him,
it's
right?
local to him,
Outside of
but
Michigan.
He was supposed to come to LSU, didn't even try to make arrangements to come to LSU.
But wasn't he supposed to sign early, and then now he's not signing early, and he's going to come to LSU in January?
Yeah.
Now, if he doesn't show up in January, okay, it's a pipe dream. If he shows up in January, I mean, to me, until
we'll give him a look.
I mean, I think that it's. I don't know. I'm not gonna put a pipe dream. That guy's too much of a freak of an athlete to just say, "Oh, we're not gonna get him. Let's just."
If I had to put a prediction on it, I'd go
put your RPM on there.
25% LSU.
Okay.
Not it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it too.
Yeah, it's
get him on campus. I think that goes up.
Mm-hmm. Especially like I said, if you can get him on let him see the track,
Well, he's
do
never
all
been
that
here?
stuff.
His
No,
aunt's
he
an assistant
because he
track
plays.
coach. How could he?
His high school plays on Saturdays, so he wasn't ever able to take an official visit, and so that's why he was able to go to local places because
Let Benny
he could go the
Brazil
same
get in
day.
front of him and see what happens on the
Xavier
track.
Carter.
Yeah, well, Benny's a coach.
I know.
Is a track coach at LSU. But it seems like LSU's in a really good spot, recruiting wise this year. Not to lose guys, to gain a couple guys, and obviously they're working still in the portal. I think there's a lot of things cooking. This isn't the end all be all. This isn't the last day of signing period. This is the first day of the early signing period. The second part of the signing period starts in February, and I think LSU is in a very advantageous position.
Yeah, it seems like it.
That's what I think.
Currently 7th ranked class in the country according to On3 with the commitments that are currently in. So we'll see if that goes up as the day progresses. But if we want to go ahead and take a break and see what we can find as we do the 8 o'clock hour where call in.
Call in. 225-229-7741.
Stop typing.
7741. Call
Can you say the number again?
Lloyd interrupts me every time I speak. So 225
229
7741.
You're looking at me for the other part. I was like, I don't know that.
You don't know it.
I don't know the number.
Rove Camara. Don't forget about Katie's Restaurant in New Orleans. I'm going to try to stop by there this weekend, hopefully. It's a neighborhood restaurant for the entire city. They have typical neighborhood cuisine. They also have Francesca's by Katie's, their sister restaurant, featuring St. Louis-style pizza. Francesca's is on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview, and Katie's is 3701 Iberville. Go to katie'sinmidcity.com and check out their menu. We'll be right back.
Named after you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wish.
Her name's
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Thanks.
And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us.
Get it done. I remember telling them, hey, listen, my job here is to make sure that we bring, big time football to a small town environment, right? And so you see on movies sometimes about the way a town reacts to the football program and what it means to everybody, and that was the hopes and dreams that I had for the place. And so our kids take a distinct responsibility in wearing that Z on their helmet. It means a lot to them. And then on the flip side of that, our community does a tremendous job of supporting our program, supporting the athletic department, supporting our school as a whole. And there's really a great relationship there that's a lot of fun to be a part of.
Thank you for the access, man. Looking forward to tonight. We'll talk soon.
Coach, wait, before you go, fix your hair again one more time.
Look at him.
Let's go.
Yes. Look at him.
What do you think about that?
Game day,
what do you
baby.
think about that?
Game day. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, man. Great to see you. Thank you.
You too, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.
All right, man. There he is. There he is. My guy. David Brewerton checking in. What does Harold Perkins do for this defense? What does he allow you guys to do?
Yeah, Perk, man, he's just so raw, man. Like, all he know how to do is make a play. But I love him. He brings a certain type of juice to the defense, and he's right alongside of me on the edge. He knows how to rush the edge. As a young guy, that's very valuable to the defense, being able to rush the edge. Making the quarterback step up. But yeah, they put him everywhere. Middle linebacker, outside rusher. Maybe sometimes he's gonna be in a drop. So he's very versatile for our defense.
Question in that game. You're listening to the Jordy Culotta Show live on YouTube. Catch it every day, 7 to 9 a.m. wherever you have internet access.
My guy, the host of Mac and Cube.
You said you wanted me to close it out.
I listen to his pod every day on WJOX 94. I thought I was going to beat Charlie. I didn't. You were fantastic as always. Have a great call in Missouri. I'll see you soon, man.
Thanks, man. Good
Later.
talking to you, Jordan.
Always. There he is. Cole Kubelik, the absolute best. Don't overthink it, ABC. When you move to a primetime slot in the SEC, is getting that billing, make this man the color commentator. He's the absolute best.
Ooh, I mean, what a pro.
What a pro. Make
Hi, this is Dan Canterbury. Join myself and the legend, Coach Skip Burtman, for Hold the Rope Tuesday nights on YouTube. You can go to @Hold the Rope, Skip and Cano. Skip, tell them what we do.
We've got a lot of education. We've got some people that can tell you a lot about a lot of things. In the area of sports, we have a lot of entertainment. We got a lot of energy putting this in. I think you'll like it.
So join us for Hold the Rope.
Welcome back to the Jordy Culotta Show. It takes me a little bit. I almost say welcome back to Mic'd Up, but welcome back to the Jordy Culotta Show.
We'll welcome people into
We
Mic'd
are
Up.
going to welcome some people into Mic'd Up tonight. Jordy does the morning show. I do the night show. We do get a little
6
And I'm there for both.
6 to 8 p.m. tonight on Monday, Wednesdays, and then Fridays is a little bit different of a show. We're in transition period on Fridays. We're gonna have an earlier show on Fridays, but it's a little
It's a remote show.
Yeah, it gets a little bit
transitional,
a little crazy on the night show. But no, we have some good guests. We have some fun. But
Night show. You know that song.
yeah, what's
Travis Scott.
Yeah.
It's lit at the night show.
No clue. But
Okay.
for
Say, how
Mic'd
do
Up
you
6
know
to 8
that?
tonight, I didn't
I'm
know that.
offended.
We will have Shay Dixon
Shay
tonight.
Dixon
to
will give
read-
us all of the
good.
recruiting
Recap.
recap of the day. It is a long day. It is a first day of a 3-day window of the signing period. We're going to see what happened today. Hopefully no super surprise, no bad surprises, only good surprises. Shay will talk to us about that and what he expects over the next couple days and what he expects through the next couple months before the February signing period. But we're not talking about Mic'd Up. We're talking about the Jordy Culotta Show. I am Mikey
You
Motzek.
can still talk about Mike.
Filling in for the Jordy Culotta on the Jordy Culotta Show. He's enjoying a nice little vacay in the hot tub in the snowy mountains.
I went ahead and got in the
Colorado.
chat and told everybody where he is,
told.
when he's going to be out again, so that everybody's prepared. For
Okay.
all of us
Y'all
to
get
be
ready.
here.
Maybe I'll host another show soon. I don't know.
Please do.
Next time I'm
Please.
hosting.
Please.
Get ready.
Maybe.
Bro,
Maybe.
whoever walks in the door can host. Like, we're just trying to get through it. We're about to end this thing early because what do you want?
We're good. We're good. The next segment is our mailbag.
Yes. I think we have
if
a text we can read, but in the meantime, y'all call us.
We do have text.
Text. 229-774.
Talk about the mail for you all day, okay? I gotta go up to his office. I gotta put his mail in the guy's goddamn hands. But they've been asking for their mail on a daily basis. It's all they're talking about up there.
Because the mail never stops. It just keeps coming.
Great show.
And
Seinfeld's
coming
a great
and
show.
coming. There's never a let up. It's relentless. Every day it piles up more
What's that?
and more and more, and you gotta get it up. And the more you get out, the more it keeps coming in. And then the barcode reader breaks, and it's published. It's clearing house. All right.
I can't believe I'm gonna be a mailman.
Y'all call in, leave a voicemail, send a text, whatever you want. Any questions you have, obviously, great opportunity. There we go.
There we go.
Great opportunity to ask Mikey.
We have odd text in there as we speak. We have more text coming in.
This is a straight up phone call.
Have a take, don't suck.
Oh, that was a
What's
phone
your name
call.
and where you calling from?
Hey guys, it's Dex from New Orleans.
Hey.
What's going on?
Not much, man. I just want to say y'all are doing a great job. I know it feels like it's a lot, but the whole week has been great with Jordy out. First time calling, so big LSU fan, big Saints fan, big Pelicans fan. I think it's gonna be a great day. I love what Brian Kelly's doing. I just wanted to call in and say thank y'all for being awesome.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
So
Thank you. I'll tell Jordan to stay on vacation longer.
No, you don't think you have to do that?
He's going to anyway, so it doesn't matter. We appreciate that, though. Thank you.
You're welcome. I actually lived in Colorado for about 3 years, and I tried messaging Jordy on Twitter. He didn't respond back. I tried to give him some recommendations, but
There we go.
Bro, I texted him. He doesn't respond, and I work for him.
Yeah, that's fine. It's okay.
He's not even watching our show.
I appreciate you calling in, man. Hopefully it's a great day for the Tigers, and thanks for long time listener, first time caller. You know what I mean? Love
Call
that.
us next week too, please.
We appreciate the positivity.
All about
because
positivity.
every time Katie says the number, Lloyd always talks over her, so I can never get it. So this is the first time I've actually heard it and wrote it down. But go Tigers, y'all! Merry Christmas.
Go Tigers! Appreciate you calling in, man.
Bro, it's on the screen.
He's kidding. What's next, Dewey? You got a text?
Oh yeah, I did get a
Yeah,
text.
read the text.
Read the text.
Now.
Hold on. Holly just signed, and then also Michael Doherty just signed. So
Boom.
2 more commits
Boom.
for LSU that are in the boat.
I feel like Holly has a shot to play a lot.
Wait, what was it? What does he play again?
Running back.
Okay.
You'll see with whatever happens with John Emery. Obviously, we had
Josh
Williams on yesterday, who announced that he will be returning to LSU. Clear candidate for 18, I would imagine.
Yes.
And that seems like he's the perfect representation of that. So you have at least 1 running back coming back. Then you have 2 committed that are freshmen. And then you can see what happens with Armani Goodwin.
Yeah.
You can see what happens with Noah Kane. But it's Louisiana. You're always going to be able to get backs, it feels like.
Kenneth Balela. Good. Oh, he didn't even say good morning. He just said good.
Good.
This is
Good day.
Kenneth
Good.
Balela from the River.
Ah, KB.
Who would be the surprise signee today?
I think we would all probably be in agreement with. If we're talking about just today, I think Pemberton would be the
pimp
guy,
flip.
right?
Yep.
Flip, yeah.
We would. I mean, he'd be a flip commitment. We're battling some other schools, some bigger schools, not just Vanderbilt. I'd imagine Vanderbilt's not going to get him. Right?
No, if you're a Vanderbilt fan, you're nervous.
I don't know. Do they have
luck.
those? Do they have Vanderbilt fans?
I don't know, man.
Vanderbilt football. They have Vanderbilt the baseball. They have baseball fans. A lot of baseball fans there. But do they have
Vandy Boys?
The Vandy Boys. The most awesome.
I would imagine that
the most awesome dudes ever.
I would imagine that would be the surprise. If there were a surprise today, that would be the one. That would be nice to have. He fits into an offensive scheme that Brian Kelly and Den Brock like to use, and pairing him up with Mason Taylor seems like a matchup nightmare. There you go.
4 tight ends, coach.
And Mac Markway, I'd imagine, will sign with LSU as well, depending on if he has to have another surgery on his knees. Other than that, he will be in the boat, and it's another guy that fits the Brian Kelly mold of just grit.
Cordell.
We got another phone call.
Have a take, don't suck.
Cordell ain't gonna suck.
Yo.
Yo.
What's happening?
y'all doing a good job.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
And tell Travis to fuck off.
There we go.
Hey, you tell him. I appreciate you telling him that.
Yeah, platform's yours.
I already did.
I appreciate that.
I found him on Instagram. He's private. He's got 16 posts and
You already
150
stalked him?
followers. Yeah, seems like a lame.
But I just wanted to holler at y'all and say Merry Christmas.
Thank
Happy
you,
New Year.
Cordell.
Hey, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you too, man. I appreciate that.
All right, keep going.
Thanks.
All right, bro.
Word.
He's so sweet.
Such
He's
a
always
nice guy.
good to us.
So much positivity this morning.
I know. It's the holidays.
The holiday season. Well, look,
Everybody's in a good
you got
spirit.
one or two ways in the holiday season.
Yeah.
That's
You got
true.
the positivity and the people who love it. This guy. Or you have the people who hate it and are stressed out and don't like Christmas or holidays. That guy.
Oh, I'm not stressed out about the
No,
holidays.
but you don't like the holidays.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, well, nothing changes.
What'd you get your mom for
Every day is a
Christmas?
holiday for me.
Yeah.
Like I just keep living.
Every
But like
day's
the
a
Christmas season, right, is different.
Well, no, I feel like it's people like you that make me stressed out because you want to do so much on the holidays and you get so nervous. You're like, I have to throw a party.
I tell you,
have
it
to do
does
all
stink
this.
on the holidays when you have a great present that you're about to give somebody, or you order and you have it set up, and it's like, this is gonna be awesome. This is exactly what they want. They've been asking for it. I'm gonna get it. And then 10 days after you make the order, you get a text, you get an email from that company that says that your order was canceled. So how's
So this happened to you.
This happened. To
I was going to say, that had to happen. That sounds like a
this
this
year?
happened. Oh yeah.
What was it?
I'm not selling.
Well, you don't know who it's
Are you
for.
getting
Is
it
it for,
now?
oh, it's probably for your wife.
I can't. They don't have any more. Limited edition.
Well, what? So you can't tell us
They were
what it was?
sneakers.
Oh yeah, shoes.
Oh man.
Rough.
What were they?
Was it like
You
some
can't
Jordans?
You
or
have
something?
some of them.
Oh,
They're
I
not
do.
Nikes.
They're Golden Goose.
Mhm.
Oh man,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
tough. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
tough
me
one.
too.
I think those shoes are ugly, but hey, that's just.
So these were actually pretty good. They were pretty good.
The athletic ones are the ones I wear, and I like those.
We'll work.
They look like Jordans.
I'm battling. I'm working the internet to
you
try to
gotta-
find some.
Have you gone directly to Golden Goose?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's okay.
Try a goat, StockX.
They don't. I don't think
don't
Goat and
have
StockX are gonna have Golden Goose. No.
Neiman's, Saks,
Well, it
Nordstrom.
was special through Neiman's. That was the deal.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll get
I
through
scored a pair through Neiman's for a gift this year.
it. Good for you. I'm happy somebody did that. I didn't.
Lloyd, wait, I'm sad that you're sad about Christmas, though.
He's
I'm not sad
I don't
about
mean
Christmas.
to stress you out.
Also,
I just
love
have-
that Christmas is gonna be cold this year.
Oh my god,
Awesome.
it's gonna be so good.
I might
Wrap
do
your
some
pipes,
wild
people.
things.
I'm responsible for a lot of people at Christmas. That's
That's
my
what I'm
stress.
saying, but you do it to yourself. You
But I have to, or there's no
Katie,
Christmas for
roll
my
a joint.
family.
Wrap the gifts and just chill.
That's what my mom does. She just like pours like a big glass of wine every Christmas. Like when I was in high school, she was always just like wrapping presents.
you
and
wrap-
drinking
can you
wine.
wrap presents?
Every day.
I don't
I'm
even
wrapping
know.
gifts.
I
Do you
just,
know how to wrap presents?
So you
I
just give it to
actually
him?
do wrap our presents.
can
I
see you.
enjoy wrapping the
I
presents.
can totally
though.
see
I
that.
can
I
see
You're
like
playing
that.
Christmas music in the background.
It's a soothing. It's like a I don't know.
I like
enjoy
it.
Therapeutic?
I enjoy. Yes, I enjoy it.
It
Can you
is,
get-
because it's like a crease and a cut,
Yep.
and everything can
Yep.
be perfect.
Wow.
Can you
Until
get
you
the
rip
scissors
until you
to
get
run?
Yep.
Yeah, I love
Until you get
that.
the cheap wrapping paper and then you do it and you rip it and
And
you
it
gotta
tears.
start. Yep.
I do
that's
Yeah.
it.
that.
If you get a present for me, it will not be wrapped. It will just be handed to you because
okay.
With a
at least
bow
you
on
got
it. Just
something.
put a bow on
See,
it.
I
or
gotta
something.
wrap the gifts.
Oh.
I got a kid.
Well, you got a kid.
Yeah, so like before Christmas, like before I had a kid, Christmas was just like whatever. Like I was grown. Like my parents didn't really give me gifts. Like my mom would give me socks, and I'd be like, all right, cool.
Speaking
but,
of socks,
now, like I have a kid, so now I have to like go all out for Christmas, like do the thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think he believes in Santa Claus. So
Well,
he understands that.
I mean, I believe in Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Do y'all have is it black or white?
Jeez, dude.
Well, I don't know. I feel like why wouldn't they?
Jeez.
He's right there. So
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like why would
Santa
I
right
don't
there.
know.
Santa black or white?
But
I mean, Jesus
don't
isn't
think my
white and
kid
people think
believes
that he
in
is.
Santa.
Right.
Like honestly, I just don't think my kid believes in Santa.
Oh.
How old is your kid?
5. He just turned
Hmm.
5.
But Santa was a real person.
Yeah,
Saint
Saint
Nicholas
Nick.
did exist.
But like he did not like Santa like as a kid.
Well, none of
like,
them
as
do
a
when they're that
baby,
little.
he's,
They're
like-
freaked out.
Yeah, I have pictures of him like crying.
Those
in
are the
Santa's
best
arms.
pictures.
Yeah, but that's every baby, every kid does
He's
that.
like, I hate Santa.
Every kid does that.
I asked
Yeah.
him when we were in the mall like last week if he wanted to go take a picture with Santa. He was like, nah. Like,
No,
Yeah, they
I'm not
get
doing it.
scared.
Yeah, it's okay. That's,
No, he's
that's
not
part
scared.
of it.
He was
Yeah.
like literally like, no. Like,
No,
I'm
I
not
mean you're
doing
sitting
it.
on a strange white man's lap. That's like, why are you dressing up like Santa Claus and going to the mall, bro?
Smells like cigarettes and alcohol.
Yeah,
It's just,
absolutely. I mean, it's bad Santa. It's like, bro, how did you get to this point in your life where this is what we're doing?
This is
Tough.
Merry Christmas.
Merry, I guess.
Y'all call in. I like this calling thing. Can we
Oh.
I want to have a call in segment for the
I did. That's what I put in the
for
chat.
the mic
I put
up,
in
for the mic
Call
up.
him back. Like,
Call him back. We love
Let
calling
the
him
ring.
back, Mikey.
I love this.
We call him back.
I love this.
hello.
Good morning from Kenner.
Jeff.
Oh, what's going on? I
Don't
can
put
hear the
that-
Kenner.
Hey,
I can hear the
guys.
Kenner in your voice.
What's happening, Mikey?
What's
Katie,
going on?
Stewie, Lord,
going?
what's happening?
How we doing? How we doing?
Hey, Katie, when you come in town, man, I'd love to treat y'all to lunch at Katie's. I haven't been.
Well, that's sweet. My
There we
whole
go.
family.
Send us some
Well,
fish.
okay, well, let me retract.
Let's-
that.
Yeah, I bet
yeah.
you're gonna rephrase that. All 5 of us.
Hey, first of all, nobody. I know that y'all did it earlier in the week. Congrats, Stewie, a graduate, man.
Yes.
Kudos.
Round of
man.
applause for Stewie. It's great.
Kudos, man. Congratulations. That's a huge achievement, man. We're proud of you.
We are.
We are.
I mean, it was a
Hey,
waste
Lloyd.
of time, but I'm happy for you.
Hey, Lloyd. I'm going to get slammed on this one. I'm sort of like you. I don't have anything Christmas up in my house, although I'm not a bah humbug. I'm not a Grinch. I just don't go through all that because I don't have any small children. And
Well, it's a pain in the ass for you. You got to take it up and put it down. I get that. You don't have anyone to exhort. I understand that. I would still do it, but
Thank you, Mikey. Well, but I do. But I am a master rapper, not a rapper in the sense of music, but a master rapper.
I was about to say, bust out a flow for us.
Yeah,
Let me
spit
let
a
me see that
bar.
hook.
We got a beat. What's up?
Yeah.
Boom, bucka, boom,
Okay, you were right. Never mind.
But hey, Mikey. Well, since this is a sports show, I do have one question for you.
Wait, is this a sports show? I didn't know that.
No.
Oh, well, I didn't know that either. According to the chat, we're not a sports show either.
Yeah.
But I do have a question. I mean, it's off the grid on this one, but
Love
boy,
those.
Jay Johnson is
Yeah.
piling and stacking up a monster team, man.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
I was gonna mention that towards the back end of the show. I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, Jay Johnson is doing an unbelievable job with LSU. Obviously, they just got ranked preseason #1 team in the country. The SEC, I know everybody talks about how good the SEC is in football. SEC, I think, is as good as they are in football. They're 10 times better in baseball, in comparison to the country and other leagues. They have 5 of the top 10 teams in the country are in the SEC. 10 of the top 25 are in the SEC. 14 or 13 of the top 50 are in the SEC. So it's going to be a tough road, but they have the talent, they have the ability. Last year, their depth, they didn't have a lot of depth on the pitching staff as far as the starters go. This year, I think you have a ton. I think you have 4 guys who can theoretically be your ace. I think Grant Taylor is probably going to start the season as your Friday night guy, barring any injuries from here until the beginning of the season. But they've set themselves up for an unbelievable season. The expectations are through the roof as well as they should be. They have 4 preseason All-Americans, 3 first team, 1 second team. That's kind of unheard of. And when it's all said and done, all these guys are graduated and moved on or drafted. They have the potential to have 5 first-rounders just on the pitching staff alone. So the talent's there. Jay's done a very good job of putting himself into a good position. And it's going to be a very fun and energetic season for the Tigers. So thanks for asking. Thanks for bringing some light to LSU baseball.
Yeah, the number one, the guy that they signed last week, that number one, I think he's the number 1 recruit in the nation.
Yep,
Is
we
there
had him on
any chance he
our
comes?
show, mic'd up. I don't want to say no chance because you just never know. Bregman wasn't supposed to come. DJ LeMahieu wasn't supposed to come. Kevin Gosman wasn't supposed to come. Dylan Cruz wasn't supposed to come. But all those guys ended up at school, ended up on campus. You never really know. Maybe something happens, where he doesn't play as well for his senior season or some injury happens. But if he stays healthy and he keeps doing what he's doing, I don't see him stepping foot on campus. He seems like he'd be a top 10 pick coming out of high school. He's an extremely physical kid. He's like 6'3", 6'4", as a 16-year-old. Actually, I don't even know if he's 16 yet. And he's very, very polished. Seems like he was groomed for this life. We had him on the show on Monday night, and his answers are very thoughtful. He's very thought out. He's strategic in how he says things. And so he's an impressive young man. If he stays healthy and continues to do what he's doing, I don't see him getting on campus. If he does come on campus, it's a bonus, and that's going to be a huge get.
And hey, Katie,
Hey.
you were stuck starting to hum a little song about Mikey's night show. But I got the song for you right here.
I saw you with the Commodores.
I like it. Oh, you got some in the background. I love that.
That's like a smooth sound.
I love that.
We're gonna get flagged.
That's a smooth sound.
There you go, man. That was my jam, the Commodores.
It's
a good one.
Awesome. Thank you,
Hey, Lloyd.
Oh,
Lloyd,
yeah. What? Yeah, sure.
Before I go, hey, fix your mullet one more time.
How?
Little play
There
on words.
you go. I got it trimmed up.
Little play on words with Brewerton. Fix your head. Hey, that's my guy. Later, guys.
All right, thanks for calling in. Thank you.
Later, bro. Thanks for taking us all to lunch. 15 of us must show up.
We had a missed call, I heard.
Yeah, we did.
Couple of them.
Love that. Love
Call
that.
him back.
Told him I'd call him back.
LSU baseball is going to be fired, though.
This is the 11th time in
Kyle
12
Parker just
seasons
signed.
they've been ranked in the top 10.
Have a call.
It's impressive.
Have a take. Don't suck.
What's your name? Where you
What's
calling
your
from?
name? Where are you calling from? Hello.
How you doing? My name is Deron Tross. I'm calling to you from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C.
Hey, okay.
Get Nicholas Harbor to come with you.
I just wanted to let you know, his team won the Class B WACA Catholic League Championship. They didn't play DeMatha, where our linebacker came from, some style. But this kid, if he wanted to visit the LSU, he could have visited. Both his parents do work at NASA, but he is a beast.
Wow.
He's a stud, huh?
So where do you think he's going?
I think he's going to stay up at Maryland.
Really? Maryland's going to keep him, huh?
Lasky, just same thing he did with the St. John kid who spurred LSU. That joke, but anyway, I think he's going to wind up staying there. But at the end of the rate, go Tigers. We will be good with or without him.
Absolutely. I appreciate you calling. I love that you're in the nation's capital in D.C. and listen to us.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys. I'm from Jefferson Parish. You guys
Love
keep me
that.
linked up with everything that's going on. And Lord, that guy in the chat, I thought you was a prick. But Jesus Christ.
There's always one worse.
Yeah.
Love you, Lord. Happy holidays.
Love you.
Happy holidays. Appreciate you calling in.
Thank you.
Keep them in chat.
Yep, trying to.
Do my best to not be. But we just did have LSU has another commitment pop. Kyle Parker, 4-star wide receiver.
Yep.
Out of Texas. He said, I kind of feel like I'm from Louisiana, so signs with
What
LSU.
part of Texas?
I don't know.
Houston-ish?
Houston.
Yep. A lot of Louisiana people in Houston.
I know.
A lot of them.
We got another. Did someone else call us?
Nope.
Oh, I
Nope.
thought I heard 2 people calling us. Okay.
This is good, though.
No calls.
I like the call. I like this.
I know,
like
it's
the
fun,
call.
right?
Yeah, it's nice.
Kind of Feinbaum vibes, which Lloyd went off on me the other day when he called me and he was like, "What are you listening to in the background?" And I was like, "Feinbaum."
Okay,
And he was like, "Oh,
I am on
Katie."
Lloyd's. I am on Lloyd's side.
Why? I
Paul
love
Feinbaum
him.
is very good at his job. He has built a long career. Has had a long
loyal
career
following.
and loyal following. His show should not be on TV.
I don't listen. I don't watch it on TV.
I know,
listen
but
to it.
That's just. I mean, look.
The callers are amazing.
I know. I think that's some. I think
And
they're
he has
staged.
good guests.
I
He
think
has
they're
really
staged.
good guests.
We have like
Yeah,
7
some of them are
numbers saved in
staged.
here. Who do y'all want to call?
What's that?
I said we have like
Oh,
7
you
numbers.
want to go call them?
Yeah.
Oh no. No.
Call Josh Pate.
But I'm with. I mean, listen. I do like Feinbaum. I think he's good at what he does. I can't watch it.
Well, he gets good guests, and I learn a lot from that too.
Yeah, okay.
And then I like the calls are funny too.
He's good at his job. He's very educated and like he understands. I mean, he's been in this industry forever.
Yeah, he has.
Paul, I'm calling from
The voice of the SEC.
I'm
is
calling
what they
from
call him?
Huntsville, Alabama, and I'm tired of Bryce Young being our quarterback.
Paul, when is Nick Saban going to go? The game has passed him up.
Which I do think I do think that Saban is on the. He
He's
doesn't
on
have
the out.
he doesn't have much time left.
No, he has to be. We talk about that every day
He's gonna
because
be
his skin's
dead?
cracking.
No, but I think that he's gonna try. I think the next if he wins it next year he's out.
Who's he gonna win it with at quarterback?
Well, that's the question. Are they going to go out and get a transfer? Are they going to go? They believe the guys they have on the roster right now can fill the void.
The big news in the offseason was Drake May was going to transfer to Bama.
I knew it wasn't. I knew he was not going to.
Did you see what? Oh God, what's their coach's name? The old man, Mac Brown. Did you see what he said? He was like, there was upwards of like $5 million offered to Drake May.
I bet.
And he was like, I don't understand where college football is going. It's like, well, I mean, obviously Mac has been around the game. I'm sure he didn't do everything on the up and up when he was at Texas.
I was about to say, Mac.
It's not about them being offered money. It's about the amount of money that is being offered. I think is the concern and the issue. I agree. I mean, I agree with him in the sense of like, I mean, that's a lot of money to go out and like, it's free agency now, right? There's got to be some sort of rules and regulations on people of trying to contact a guy who isn't even in the portal yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that to me is, you'll never be able to determine it. I mean, I say never unless you're not very good at secrecy and you're just kind of out there in the open. But I think that there's got to be some sort of regulation there, because to go out and try to poach, there was a coach that came out on Twitter.
I know exactly who you're
UTSA, I think, or it was not UT, maybe UT San Antonio, maybe came out and basically called out and tagged the NCAA and said, NCAA, we need to fix this. These Power 5 schools are coming to my school and trying to poach my athletes that are currently on my roster that are not in the portal. And basically that's illegal. You can't do that. And he's kind of bringing light. So obviously it's happening. And, I agree. I don't think that you should be able to do that. But there's a lot of things I don't think you should be able to do that just happen. So.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I think this is the only way that you're really going to find out how much money is being thrown around is when you have a guy like Drake May that comes back to school and doesn't transfer, and Mac Brown's like, what was the deal? It's like, bro, they were offering me like millions of dollars to leave.
I respect him for not leaving.
Well, he's family legacy in North Carolina. His brother
sure.
played basketball there. His dad played basketball there. So that was obviously it made sense if he wasn't that tied into North Carolina to where Alabama would go pull a freshman out of probably the best freshman quarterback in the country. It made a lot of sense on paper, but when you realize like his history, it's tough grab.
Is college football gonna put a salary cap in place? Is that the next? I feel like that's the next move, right?
That before, yeah.
I mean, if they're gonna do that, it's the NFL. It's professional sports, so you're gonna need a GM to be able to manage the salary cap. You're gonna have a salary cap. You're gonna have X amount of money, and that's how it's kind of. If it doesn't change, that's where it's going to.
But I don't think they could do a salary cap because it's not like the NFL where like the team, the organization is paying players.
Absolutely.
It's more of like outside entities paying players. So most schools don't like report how much each player is getting. So
of course, and there's a lot of slop out there. So who knows?
A lot of slop.
Man, there's a lot of Feinbaum hate in the chat. I feel
I know.
A lot of people just don't like Feinbaum.
Well, and it's also because Feinbaum's Alabama guy, and so I understand it.
He used to cut his hair.
What?
Like you go all the way bald?
Do you imagine? Do you think?
How would he do that?
Because why are we still thugging the sides?
I don't know. Some people just want to hang on to what they have.
It's horrible.
One of the all-time best Feinbaum moments is the haircut conversation they had on SEC.
Marcus Spears just roasted that man on live television.
I mean, that was probably the most entertaining segment that I've seen Tim Tebow do.
Yeah,
because Tim was very good, and that actually made him feel like he was a normal human and not just this person dropped from heaven by God.
I'm Tim Tebow.
He's got the stigmata.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, he
does. Wait, does he really?
No. He's not Padre Pio.
No. I'm impressed by your knowledge of religion.
I was in there. I boycotted religion, but they wouldn't let me fail because it was a bad look for the school.
I mean, he went to Catholic school. It's ingrained in
I know,
him.
but
Menard's Catholic school?
Mm-hmm. And I didn't take my religion test my senior year. I would just turn them back in, but they didn't want a kid to fail religion because it's like a bad look.
Serious?
You have to take religion your senior year?
You were playing chess, not checkers.
Exactly.
That's what you were doing.
You turned in a blank test.
Every
time.
time.
What did they say to you?
Nothing. They brought me out, and we'd do like prayer quizzes in Latin. They'd bring me out in the hall.
In Latin?
Mm-hmm. And I'm
a
Padre Filii Spiritu Sancti. Like I learned how to do the sign of the cross, but that was about it.
What do you think about that?
And then I had a good the guy that it was like our chaplain too, so we would like come to all the sports things. He's like, I know what you're doing, and I was like, yeah, it's like PE. Essentially, it's like an elective that they make you take.
Yeah, religion is an elective. You don't really get the full credit for it. It's
kind of stupid. I went to public school, so I didn't have to.
Yeah,
but I mean, my kids are taking
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't show up on your transcript for college.
Yeah, it doesn't?
No.
They give you a credit for one of the religions you take, but not all of them.
Oh, that's good. That's Cooper's worst subject.
Yeah, it was mine too. I got that. My first year at Catholic school, I made an F in religion.
Where'd you go to Hanson?
Yeah, made an F. My religion teacher was like, "What are you
doing?"
Bro,
just write Jesus and God. You'll get half of them right.
Bro, I didn't know any of those prayers. I'm not Catholic. I'm here to ball. Like,
I ain't here to play school.
I mean, for one reason and one reason only.
So how did they
Not
make it where you didn't
religion
fail
class.
it?
It was
if
just
you-
like an unspoken agreement. They gave me a C.
Really?
Mhm.
What did Lily say about that?
She was not happy.
Yeah, I bet.
But she was also like, you need to get your
You need to talk
shit
to Jesus,
together.
son.
Yeah, like focus on your other subjects.
I imagine she's still telling you that.
Yeah, she used to try to make us go to church, and then that ended very quickly.
Well, I'm saying get your shit together more so.
Oh, still, yeah, I get to have that conversation every day.
We had another caller.
All right.
Okay.
Maybe it's my
From
religion
Alabama.
teacher.
Maybe they're sick of us listening to us talk about religion.
I'm calling him back because we missed
Is this Hunter Hall?
I don't know, probably.
I wonder how Alabama's going today.
Hello?
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 Hello.
Hello?
Yo.
Talk to us. Yo.
Yo, Lloyd.
Yo, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Have a take, don't
I'm
suck.
working in Huntsville, Alabama.
Huntsville, Alabama.
What's your name?
Joe from Monroe, Louisiana. Go Tigers.
Joe from Fun Row, baby. I've been to Huntsville. They still got the Boeing plant up there.
Do what? I'm sorry.
I said I've been up to Huntsville. They still got the Boeing manufacturing place up there in Huntsville, or they moved that? Or am I just making that up?
Yeah, Huntsville is one of the most progressive and growing cities in the whole United States. It's unbelievable.
That's what I heard.
Progressive is an interesting
I
word.
have family from Huntsville.
There we go.
But I just wanted to give y'all a shout out. Listen every morning, doing home health therapy, and y'all keep me going.
I appreciate that.
Hell
I
yeah, man. That's
appreciate
all
that.
we do it for people
Go
like
Tigers.
you.
Go Tigers.
Wait, do they still have the Oasis in Monroe? The daiquiri shop?
I have no idea.
Oh, man.
He's in Huntsville, Alabama, man.
I know, but he's from Monroe.
Been gone from quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they would serve you no matter your age. Because we did a baseball tournament there. We all walked in, and they're like, yeah, whatever.
All right.
All right.
There
I'm
we go.
16. Get a
There we
couple
go.
daiquiris before the game.
Nice.
Yeah, he said he was over
He's
you.
like, I'm out. I don't want to
He's
answer
over
any
you.
more questions about Monroe.
Fun row, baby.
Huntsville, Alabama. They used to have a double-A baseball team there. That's where I learned about Huntsville.
I don't know if I've ever been there.
It was the worst stadium ever.
Jalen Brown, Kyle Parker, Shelton Sampson in the wide receiver room.
That's
That
why
is
I'm glad you said
already
that.
Loaded.
I'm glad you said that because I'm trying to sort of get back to the sports, and that was a perfect segue. And I want to talk about the receiver room. I would imagine that there's going to be a couple more transfers come out of that room in the coming months. With the guys we have and the guys that that have returning with Aaron Anderson, there's a lot of numbers in that room that. I mean, it's just impossible to play everybody.
See, the reason I would say they won't have a lot of transfers is because a lot of the guys in the room are already like solidified as like the coaches know they can count on them. They know they're gonna play.
Yeah, I'm not talking about I'm talking about some of the guys in the back end of the depth chart.
It's not many in the back end. Like besides like the guys that.
I mean,
just
how many
didn't play at all.
receivers after this recruiting class? You're gonna have 15 receivers in the receiver room?
I'm looking at the roster right now. I mean, Kyron Lacey would be one that you could possibly see, but he would have to be
I'd
a
imagine
graduate.
him not transferring. Yeah.
Yeah, he'd have to be a graduate transfer. I would think Chris Hilton, who hasn't been able to find a lot of time, he's been injured. I could see him maybe looking around.
How many receivers do they have in the room?
You have Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., Kayshawn comes back, Aaron Anderson's added. Now you just add 3 freshmen, and then Kyron Lacey.
And you
Chris
have
Hilton.
some of the other guys
Landon
like.
Ibieta.
Yeah, Ibieta.
You have some other ones that were missing a few others.
Landon Ibieta was the only receiver signee last year that they signed like high school prospects.
Really?
Yeah.
They only had one receiver in the recruiting class last year.
Receiver room was already loaded. They already had like.
Well, I know, but
Brian
you always
Thomas,
you have
Malik,
attrition.
They were
You have
all
attrition.
on the roster already.
So returners that you would imagine: Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas.
It's 2. Kayshawn, 3.
Yeah, hold on.
Kyron,
Yeah, so
4.
Jeray Jenkins is probably leaving.
Well, he's gone.
He's gone. Like I said, Kyron Lacey, Landon Ibieta. They add, you lose Jack Besh, but then you're able to add Shelton Sampson, Jalen Brown, Kai Preen, and Kyle Parker. So
And Aaron Anderson.
And Aaron Anderson, which is kind of like the cherry on top. I don't know where he fits in the receiver room, but you know you're going to see him returning kicks and punts. And if he's back there fair catching, I swear to God, because
lose it. I'm leaving.
Yeah, he's leaving.
Well, college football. I mean, the fair catch on the kickoff is kind of like that.
No, I'm talking about punts.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean, we were just doing something.
Well, let's
I guess-
protect. Let's block the guys coming down,
But,
and then
I
so
mean,
you can return it.
Coach, sometimes we'd be on punt, and it'd be
No
30
doubt.
yards between
No
him
doubt.
and the next man, and he's
But it was just him and that ball. Like
Him
shit.
the ball in the rough.
Yep.
Scared
to death. So, I mean, and then you could probably see Greg Clayton. I don't know where he would move on to, but he's not going to probably find a lot of receiver time. You had Aaron Anderson as a returner. That's probably somebody you could see hit the portal as well. I don't know if he's a
scholarship or a walk-on.
Right, I think so. He'll probably look around. You just had who was the offensive lineman that hit the portal? He just went to Tulane.
Cam Wire.
Good for him. Good for Tulane. Good for him. Tulane's in the Cotton Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Went from 1-11 to 11-1.
11-2.
11-2.
They thought they lost their coach. They didn't lose their coach.
Willie Fritz.
He said, "I'm going. Psych. I'm not going. I'm back. I'm here. I'm still here. We're gonna be okay."
Arch Manning has officially signed with Texas.
Okay.
Ricky Collins has officially signed with LSU.
Boom.
Okay.
Love that. Love that.
Speaking Colorado done anything yet? All this Dion smoke.
Not really too much.
Hey, so the rumor is I wonder if the rumor's true about our boy Hunter from
Travis
Hunter. Is he going to go? Everybody assumed he was going to go to Colorado and follow him, and I think that's still probably the case. But there's some smoke with Georgia out there that he's going to go to Georgia.
I mean, it's look.
Georgia, Miami, USC, and Colorado.
It's going to be hard to keep Kirby off of him, Coach.
Yeah, but I would imagine. I mean, it was hard to keep Kirby off of him initially.
Yeah,
but
and
he
was
went
committed to Florida State for like 2 years.
Right, but then he went to Jackson State. Now you're going from you went to Jackson State, and now you have the ability to go to Colorado, which is a Power 5 school. It hasn't been great, but if you're going to go to Jackson State, why would you not follow? Because of Dion, why would you not follow him to Colorado?
I think he will go to Colorado because I think Dion's the only coach that actually will let him play offense, defense, return punts as a true sophomore.
Yeah.
Because he ain't doing that at Georgia.
Yeah, then he actually has a quote out. He said, "Yes, everybody wants me to follow Coach Prime, but I need to know if it's not a fit for me, then I'll go. If it's not a fit for me, then I'm not going. I want to make everything clear. I'm not saying I'm not committed to Colorado right now or that I'm never going to do it, but that's not my plan right now, just to go jump and be on that team. I'm weighing all my options."
That's good. That's what he should do.
But I would imagine that he does go join Prime because that's it feels like they formed a little bit of a coup together to where he's
coach.
Yeah, it's like only Dion can it feels like it's a perfect match for both of them.
That's Manning.
Speaking of Manning, of Arch Manning, he went to Newman in New Orleans. His left tackle, Brett Bordelon, who is also an LSU legacy, he's the first in-state commitment from the 2025 class, I believe. Mm-hmm. He's a 4-star offensive lineman from Newman, committed to LSU yesterday. His brother is already there. Bo is already at LSU. He was a freshman this year. Ben, his dad, was the center for LSU in the early 90s for Jamie Howard.
Legacy talk. So, want to add that in there because he's a 4-star. He's really young. LSU was cleaned up on the wide receiver room, and the offensive line has never looked better. I've said this a lot, but it reminds me a lot of what Edo did for the defensive line. You're seeing that.
It seems like Jamar Cain hasn't missed a beat on the D-line either. You know what I mean? So, a lot of the concerns in the recruiting world here was that the recruits and the type of guys that Brian Kelly recruited to Notre Dame aren't going to be able to fit here. And so the other side of the argument was, well, he recruited what he could recruit at Notre Dame. When he's here, he's going to have a lot more. The pool of talent is going to be wider and bigger, and his reach is going to be bigger. And I think he's proven that he understands what the need is, and he can still recruit his strengths at a high level, which are offensive line and quarterback play, and then have the other guys on staff recruit the other positions that LSU has been so accustomed to getting. And it doesn't feel like they've missed a beat at all on the recruiting front. Louisiana seems like we're stronger now than ever, keeping guys in Louisiana and keeping them here. And so I think he's kind of answered. Now, it's still early, obviously, but he's answered a lot of the questions and concerns that fans had about him recruiting-wise. That's my take on that. I think that, listen, me and Lloyd have had some conversations on air and off air about what to look for and what not to overreact to. And I'm on the side of the athlete side in the sense of let's take a step back and let's give the guys that have gotten the job an opportunity to prove that they can or cannot do something before we go out there and say that they can't do something. And, there was a lot of questions about some of these guys who had committed to other schools or signed with other schools last year when Brian Kelly came in. He had a huge project to overtake. He had to figure out in-house, he had a lot of responsibilities he had to do, and recruiting was one of them. But recruiting at that point kind of was in the middle of his priority list. We lost some guys, and my argument to Lloyd was, let's just wait and see what happens, because this NIL stuff is a little finicky. It's a little tricky. Some of these promises may not be kept. Some of these guys that we thought we should be getting at LSU that we didn't get, it's never over. With the portal and with NIL, it's never over. Let's give them a year, and let's see what some of these recruits either decommit and commit to us or transfer out. And Lloyd, much to his dismay, did not like my positivity, and now he likes my positivity. Aaron Anderson was one of those guys that I spoke about. Denver Harris was one of those guys I spoke about. Both of those guys seem like they're going to be at LSU.
Pimpton is making his decision at 11 a.m.
Hey.
And
like Central Time, 11 a.m.
Yeah, we will not be on the show.
And to go off of that, Shea Dixon just posted. I know that I predicted he would flip from Vanderbilt to LSU. Now he's saying I'm putting in an RPM pick for him to go to LSU. So Pimpton. So Shea Dixon is in the boat, and he's.
Was I saying Pemberton or was I saying Pimpton?
You were saying Pimpton.
Okay.
But Shea has been on this train for a long time. He expects him to be one of the earlier impact guys that could play as a freshman, and be a dude for LSU almost immediately. Him and Deshaun Womack are the two guys that Shea has highlighted throughout this recruiting process. Shea the Power.
What's he going to be called now?
I thought we can't say that.
Yeah, he doesn't want to anymore.
He is 100% the Power. Like, Shea cannot run away from his name.
I think someone else already claimed that name, right?
Yeah, he's running it. What did he want to change it to, though? I felt like y'all came out with something yesterday.
Shea's trying to change it. But
Shea gets nervous. It's okay.
He knows
I'm with Shea on it.
He knows where his role is.
And it's going to be tonight from 6 to 8 with Mic'd Up.
Yay.
As the Power.
As the Power. Tonight, 6 to 8. We have him. We actually have a very good interview that we are.
I love how you're staring at Lloyd like in
going
the
to post.
Like,
well,
is this
I forgot to tell.
about?
Well, I forgot to tell Jack to promote it. He's going to promote it today.
We'll just promote it right now.
Yeah. So
pub it. Hurry up.
A beloved recruit, a beloved player of LSU that was here that is no longer here is Jack Besh. Right. He's a friend of the show, friend of the Jordy Culotta show, friend of the Mic'd Up show. Personal friend of mine. I watched him grow up. I got to watch him play at LSU and fulfill a lifelong dream. He transferred. A lot of people were, I don't want to say upset, because he said he has gotten a lot of positive comments
feedback
from the LSU fans. But, everybody wonders why he transferred. There's a lot of conversation about why he didn't play. Did he have a concussion? Did he have these shin splints or a stress fracture in his shins? All these injuries. And he wanted to come on the show and clear the air about why he's leaving, why he's transferring, how hard of a decision it was for him to transfer and leave LSU, which was his dream to play at, and clear up these injury concerns of, hey, I never had a concussion. I've never been diagnosed with a concussion. I was cleared.
Don't ruin the interview. Just tease it.
Okay.
Is he coming in physically?
No, we already had the interview.
We did a video call with him yesterday. So, he comes in. I mean, obviously, there was a lot of conjecture about his time at LSU, why he didn't get a lot of playing time. He speaks on all of that and talks about his decision to transfer. It's actually a great interview. Him and Mikey have a really good relationship, and you can kind of get him to – Mikey got him to open up a little bit. Obviously, like we said, it was a tough decision for him.
He didn't want to go.
He was a lifelong LSU fan. LSU wanted to play for LSU. Obviously, when you see the Pimpton news where Besh, obviously a one-time Vanderbilt commit, was identified and then is able to get the LSU offer, jumps on it immediately. So you can see that was the school he wanted to be. He talks about all of that on Mic'd Up tonight.
Yep. So come watch, 6 to 8.
He's shirtless too.
I'm not telling you when the interview is going, because I want you to watch the whole show. We have a good show. We have a lot of recruiting talk.
Did he get rid of the dog?
Subscribe, please.
No, Zion was there.
Initially.
Good on you, Jeff.
To start.
Not really shirtless, right?
No.
He was when we started the video call.
Why?
Because he just got home, I guess.
And then he like put his shirt on.
He
during the
wasn't
interview?
really.
Yeah.
Oh, he was. I thought you were joking about that. I didn't see him when he first got on because Lloyd's doing the production stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Miss you, Jack.
But he talked about YTCU and look, I think he has a great opportunity over there.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, as much as you don't want to let down the fans of LSU and your teammates and your friends, and sometimes you don't want to go, sometimes you have to make the decision that's best for your future and your career, and I think that's what he did, and he talks a little bit about that. So tune in to Mic'd Up tonight, 6 to 8 p.m. You're going to get some of that. You're going to get that interview. You're going to get some recruiting talk, me and Shay and Jay Mitch and Lloyd, and obviously we'll have a lot more conversation about LSU baseball and what we expect from them this year because of all the talent and obviously the preseason #1 ranking. I don't know the last time. You said they were ranked 10 out of the 11 years. 11
out of the last 12 seasons, they've been ranked in the top 10.
In the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty impressive.
It is impressive.
That's they obviously have not won the World Series
since you've been there.
In that time frame, I wasn't going to say that. 2009.
Okay.
But they've had some really good teams. They've had some teams that
shows how hard it is to do it.
Should have won it, right? Alex Bregman and them, I think in 2013, they only had 7 or 8 losses going into Omaha, and they ended up going, I think, 2-2, 1-2, and didn't win it. It's very hard. Like Tennessee, the last couple of years was the best team in the country. They did not win it. They didn't even make it to Omaha last year. It's very hard. Baseball is harder than most to sustain that success throughout the course of the year. But 11 out of 12 years is that's sustained success. That's having high level talent on your team. Mm-hmm. Hopefully this year they can kind of break through and win it because
as long as you keep knocking on the door. But a lot of pressure obviously on Jay Johnson in only his second year after the noise he has made in recruiting and in the transfer portal. Yep. So the target is squarely on LSU baseball's back. We will see how they handle it with all of the additions that they've made.
No doubt. I don't know if they've ever had a more talented team, top to bottom, or a deeper team.
Yeah,
deeper team for sure.
And there's probably still some tough conversations to be had when you talk about the roster.
I was going to say, don't they have to make roster cuts soon?
Yeah, but I was so what I found out was the 6-year seniors, like the COVID seniors, don't count towards the roster. I did not know that. Remember that was that conversation that we had with
Bianco, because we didn't know.
No. That was like recent. I don't know. With Jay maybe, I don't know. Somebody on the show came on and said that 6-year senior, like COVID seniors, don't count against your roster configuration in baseball. So I think that may help a little bit. I don't know how many of those we have, but they're going to be good.
They need to give baseball more scholarships. Like
they do.
It's at that point.
11.7 you can't do that. And teams, that's why Vanderbilt's so successful, because Vanderbilt gives the
academics.
Mm-hmm. They have the scholarship, that version of it. They can give money.
Like Lloyd.
Huh?
You could have went to
They're
Vandy,
smart
bro.
like you.
Oh yeah, or you just get tops at LSU. That's LSU. LSU.
Yeah, but that's only in-state though.
That's what I was about to say. It's a distant second because it's only in-state kids. That
Georgia has the Hope Scholarship too. That's the same thing as tops, I think, for Georgia.
Yeah, we have that in Mississippi, and I can't remember what it was called.
So it's only in-state though.
Yeah, it's
called
only in-state.
Mississippian.
Vanderbilt, you can be out of state and get it. Which is nice.
Can't remember. Thank you, Mikey, for hosting with us today. We really appreciate it.
I'm glad. Thanks for having me. I'm glad I was able to host. Thanks for making me wake up and miss my workout to come and do this. I enjoyed it.
Everybody subscribe to Mic'd Up and watch it tonight, 6 to 8.
6 to 8 p.m.
And join us tomorrow where Lloyd and I will be handling the show for our Christmas variety show.
Yeah, what are we doing, the chloroform thing still?
You're going to chloroform me. Josh from Iverstein is going to come and co-host with us a little bit to talk sports and cook for us. I want to do, Lloyd and I both think
I want
to get chloroformed by Lloyd. Lloyd and I both think that Baby It's Cold Outside is like really rapey. You know?
Yes, I can see that.
You can't say rape on live TV.
Yeah, you can.
Well, we're not on TV. We're on the
everything
internet.
that we say in the show,
we're on the internet.
I can't say rapey.
Yes, Baby It's Cold Outside is very
it's kind of rapey. So I wanted to
He puts a lot of pressure on her to say.
He does a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like
I don't want to call it rapey, because it seems
it's
like
rapey vibes.
She is entertaining the idea, but like she knows that she shouldn't. So he is doing his best way to
Yeah, he's trying to get her plastered.
Yeah, he's trying to
drunk. And saying it's too cold for you to go out there.
Yeah, right. And he doesn't. It's Baby, it's cold outside. You don't want her to get.
He didn't even offer. He didn't even offer to give her a ride.
He could have said, "Hey, I'll sleep on the couch." You know what I mean? You see, like, I'll give you, you know.
You could have the bed. I got the couch.
Right?
Yeah.
He didn't even do all of like the whole like let's go
Oh,
on
he
the
was having-
checklist of being the gentleman.
No,
and
he's
not,
fucking
you
her.
know?
He's straight to it.
Yeah, we fucking tonight.
Like,
Like,
take
just-
those off right now.
Yeah, have another old fashioned.
So I
Take
wanted
those
I
off.
wanted to have that song and Lloyd and I like shoot like a video like reenacting it, like how it really sounds.
Oh.
Like we would be doing the action.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think I
But
probably
he
should.
won't do it.
But y'all
He won't
probably
do it
should
with
have
me.
like a rehearsal before y'all
No,
do that.
I don't want to do it live on the show. I
Oh.
wanted to like shoot it and then play it on the show. Like we really do it up right.
Oh.
Yeah.
know.
So I guess I'm coming over tonight.
Not to my
Yes,
house.
we'll get
No,
David
I
to
mean,
shoot
yeah.
it. We'll get the kids to shoot
Yeah,
it
I'm going to
while you
Katie.
do more for
Okay,
me.
you're just. I'm
We gotta
surprised-
shoot the video.
I'm so surprised that you let that go just right there.
I just let it slither through.
You just let that slither through. I thought
There's
you
so
were
much.
1,000,000%
There's
going
so
to
Sometimes he
jump
lets
on
him
that.
go,
I mean, she threw you. She could not have laid it up easier
She
for
threw
you.
a
right there.
3-1 fastball.
I threw you such a bone.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And he just
She
let
threw you
it
an
go.
alley oop on
what?
a 6-foot goal. So it's unbelievable.
Well, I don't want to
to
be rapey. That's not my personality.
That wasn't rapey.
I'm a
It's not.
consensual
You're
guy.
not rapey.
Big consent.
That's a good thing. You should be.
Big on consent.
Everybody
Big on consent.
What
should
was
be
the
big
other
on
song
consent.
we said was rapey too?
Didn't you text it to me?
I did. There was
Hold on.
another Christmas song that's slightly rapey too. Baby, it's cold outside and
All I Want for
Let
Christmas
It
Is
Snow.
You?
Because it's also like keeping her inside. They're like, it's too cold out there. You can't go.
Yeah, that's
Stay in here and get snowed in.
Since there's no place to go.
Yeah.
Let it snow.
Yeah.
Let it snow. Let
Yeah.
it snow.
Rapey vibes.
And is Dean Martin sing both or Frank sings the other one?
I think they all sing
I
them
think
all.
they all sing. Yeah,
The
there's
Rat Pack
lots
is
of
the best
versions.
Christmas album of all time.
Love it.
What is it?
It's perfect.
The
Bing
Rat Pack
Crosby.
is
Bing
best.
Crosby's pretty good too, though.
Yeah, Bing Crosby is good. Nat King Cole.
I did some. I've been listening to Christmas music for a long
not this
time
big on
this year.
Christmas
Yeah.
music.
I fucking hate
And
Christmas music.
they always have Bing Crosby on the XM station, like they,
Yeah,
and then
they
like,
do.
but then they have like the replay of when he was actually hosting a radio show and doing it. I didn't realize all of Bing Crosby's family was like singers and actors. I didn't know that. All of his kids. 2, they've all had 3 wives. I did not know that. I did some research, so behind the scenes, like Bing,
his kids.
him and his kids.
Wow, 3 wives.
They've all been married 3 separate times.
Okay.
Do you think they're passing them around?
Like the
the Rat
same
Pack?
wives?
No, it's
Like
family.
Hollywood?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You think like you get a shot.
You
I'll
get her
take
for a
yours.
week.
Did the Rat Pack do that?
I mean, they're the Rat Pack. Also, underrated Christmas album. Tyler, the Creator, The Grinch.
Yeah, that's a good one
Is
too.
fire.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that one out.
It's a good one.
That's the one I listen to at Christmas. I always put it on, and my family gets pissed every single time,
No,
so
why?
I do
It's
it more.
good.
Because they
It's
want the
cute.
traditional ones,
But you can mix it in.
I like both.
and then you
Yeah,
can
I like
do.
those
I also like the instrumental.
I was about to say there's some Christmas dubstep music
Oh,
out
no,
there
that's
that is
not.
that
Wow.
it blew my grandmother away.
Boy,
She was
what
like,
is
"What
it,
are we
2011?
listening to?" I mean,
You have like the music they play at Fred's or whatever, like the the rap version of
Like let us know.
the
that's
remix of
fun.
it. Yeah.
Wow.
And we're blowing our content for tomorrow.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's not you. We're just talking about it. But we will.
I'm not gonna swing at that one either.
I know. I looked at you and I said it, but you didn't look back at me.
Blowing the content.
I did want eye contact.
So we will have Josh from Iverstein cooking Christmas things for us tomorrow and talking with us. We will have Nate talking about Christmas movies with us tomorrow.
Is Nate like coming to the studio?
I don't
think he's in.
so.
I don't know. Is he in town?
I need to find out. I don't know. He
I
might
wonder
be.
if he knows one of my really good friends is a budding actor. He is like have you ever seen the show on Hulu? I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Only Murders in the Building.
I've seen the previews, but I've never watched it.
Okay,
It's
so
supposed to be great.
the son of, is it Martin Shore? Is that his name?
Yeah.
The son of Martin Shore. His real name is Ryan Broussard. My buddy grew up with him, played travel baseball with him. He actually played baseball at LSU Houston, professional baseball for a couple of years. Moved to New York to become an actor. Did this. He's very funny, but his roles are serious roles. So he is the son of Martin Shore in that show. So he's like always on the show. That he has parlayed that into that new show that's coming out on Fox, Alert.
I don't know. About
You've
that
probably seen previews of it. Like they've been pushing it a lot on Fox. It's a big show. It's basically about the guy the guy from Varsity Blues, the wide receiver. Tweeter. He was on he was still on Hawaii Five-0. I forget his actual
Entourage
name.
too.
Oh yeah. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
agent. He's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
son of
Oh,
somebody.
yeah.
He's the son of somebody famous.
So he was on Hawaii Five-0. He's in it, and it's basically it's a cop show about or detective show about finding
Scott Conn.
That's it. Finding
Conn?
kids that were taken, like
Okay.
people who were
Oh,
taken,
that's
kids who were
cool.
taken. So
Yeah.
it's called Alert and whatever. So it's but he's on that. So that's my buddy. I wonder if
That
I wonder
would be
if
tough to be on syndicated television. Do you think they watch the show and like this show kind of fucking sucks, but I'll do it for the paycheck?
Yes.
No, that show, but it's on Fox. It's a
That's
it's
what
a
I'm saying.
big
Like I don't want to
thing.
be on Hawaii Five-0.
Hawaii Five-0 is awesome. What do you
No
mean?
way. Dude. Oh, so you like bad TV?
Hawaii Five-0 wasn't bad. I mean, there's a reason why I went for like 14 seasons.
I'm talking about the new one.
I did it.
I watched the new one, like the newest one. Like they came out with another Hawaii Five-0.
That's what Scott Conn's in.
Yeah, that's the one I watched with him. Like that was fine. I mean, there was a reason why it was
That was
7.
fine.
It was 12 seasons.
It
Do you
was
watch
James
any?
Caan's son?
Yes.
That's what Brian Burgess just
Yeah,
said.
he was born on third base. Like I don't watch any syndicated television like that. Anything that has
Yeah,
commercials.
but you don't like mainstream stuff anyway. That's
Yeah,
just
I don't
you.
either.
Yeah, because it's
We're
bad.
not alike with our TV stuff. Except for
I
The
mean, I
Office.
enjoy. There's some shows that I like easy watching, like that. I go watch something easy watching. It's not like I'm gonna, like.
Yeah,
go to-
you're
go
not
to-
you're not DVRing it.
No, but like it's easy watching and it's something like I can just binge it and it's entertaining enough to where it's keep me. I can be on my phone. I can look at it. You know what I mean?
Watching
Like
Succession. I just
Now we're
finished the
talking
episode
TV.
where he
came on the window.
Yeah, he comes on the window.
Yeah,
and he's just
I own the city.
He's sitting there spitting, trying to wipe it off. Like, bro,
do y'all watch Yellowstone? You don't watch
No.
Yellowstone.
We
Yellowstone's too
hate
much for
Yellowstone
me.
in here. Don't even bring it up.
My cousin loves Yellowstone though. Oddly enough,
Lloyd and I hate it,
Like
only
I'll go to
because
his house and
everyone
he's
loves it.
just like into
It's the last 2
Yellowstone.
seasons have sucked.
I'm in
if you
so
don't
many
want it.
group texts where I get these texts from my friends about that guy Rip, and I don't know what they're ever
Is that
talking
Kevin
about. But they're
Costner?
obsessed
No.
with him. No, it's somebody
They
else.
love Rip because Rip's like the badass cowboy.
He's like a big guy.
Oh, Rip
He's like the
Wheeler?
badass
I don't
cowboy.
know.
Yeah, yeah.
They're always
Oh, he
sending pictures
dies.
of him.
He's like real rapey. Doesn't he like beat up his wife or something?
No.
I don't know. I don't watch the show.
Opposite of that.
He dies
beats
at
the
the end
guy
of
that
season
beats the
5.
wife.
Is it season 5 yet?
Why would you say that?
Well, it's on the internet.
It's on the internet.
Wait,
You
watched
literally
the show?
just spoil. I actually mad at you.
I made it up, dude. I
don't know. Now I really don't believe you.
He has no.
You
I have
watched
no
the show,
clue.
Yes,
but you're
every
not
Sunday.
like caught up.
He's
I
like
am.
pissed
Oh, you
right
are.
He's still alive in the show.
Oh,
That's
well,
why I
then
was
he's
like,
He's
making
like
it
mad
up, 'cause
right
they
now.
wouldn't
Like
put
I
that
just
on there
spoiled the
yet.
show for him.
Sorry, Santa's not real either.
If you
Damn
didn't
it.
know.
Damn it.
Also,
Oh,
there's a Netflix show that came out, and I was like, because I was trying to figure out. There's no sports yesterday, so I was like trying to figure out
I did the
what to
same
watch.
thing.
Netflix has a show. Netflix movies are just they're wild to me. So they created a movie and it's called it says I Believe in Santa Claus or something like that. I Believe in Santa.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it's a
You
rom.
watched it?
No. I was scrolling through and I started talking to my wife, and you know when you leave it on there, it plays the preview. Apparently,
Oh, you were talking?
the movie is
Are you still
about
watching?
it's a rom-com about a grown adult who loves Christmas but literally still believes in Santa Claus. And I'm like, it's a terrible premise. It's a terrible movie.
like
this is
that.
such a
That's
this is such a
sweet,
bad
though.
Actually, do
movie.
want to watch that.
I know you
Out
need
of
to
all
watch
of the
that.
movies,
Yeah.
That would
that's
be-
the
that
one you
might
want to
make
watch.
I believe in
Christmassy.
Santa.
Wait till you see the preview. You're like, I'm not watching this.
Watch it,
It's
Lloyd.
probably super corny.
Yes,
No doubt.
yes, very corny.
Maybe we could watch it on our show tomorrow.
Yeah, I got hit with the 60 minutes clock Sunday. You know, like the ticker.
Like
Whenever
the
you're
show?
watching football and they do like the preview of 60 minutes and you're like, oh no, it's Sunday. Like y'all never got
Oh,
this
yeah,
feeling.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like y'all two would have.
Yes.
Because like you're watching Sunday Night
You
Football.
get a little bit of the Sunday scaries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
when
that
it
is
literally
exactly
kicks
what it
in.
does to you.
And it caught me. I was like, I haven't had this feeling in a minute.
I've never watched one episode of 60 Minutes in my
Never.
I
life.
don't
in
think
my
I have
life.
either, but I see the previews.
They
and that
always
thing all the
click
time.
to it and it's like.
I
was
know.
like, oh my God,
That's what
oh
hit
God.
me.
It
The
does
gate-
make you anxious.
It's almost Monday. Fuck.
Fuck. I didn't do my homework yet.
Yeah.
Like,
Just stop that.
fuck.
I got homework due at 11:59.
And I'm not doing it.
9:59,
Yeah.
Coach.
It's bedtime. God damn it.
So happy
I
don't
did this
do
for
that.
you. I know you love getting to the right to the time, and you like going overtime. So I made sure that we got to the 9 o'clock hour.
I
It's
appreciate
9:01.
that.
Look at
We've done well, guys.
We did well.
Make
We
sure
did
y'all
well.
tune in tomorrow. It'll be our last show before Christmas. So no show Friday, no show Monday the 26th. So get all your Lloyd, Katie, and Stu.
You'll have a
picks
mic'd up show
tomorrow.
on the 26th, though, from 6 to 8 p.m.
All
Maybe
right.
we'll move the mic'd up show to. No, I can't do Monday morning. Sorry. Never mind. 6 to 8 p.m. Just joking.
Thanks
You
for-
just tell me when and I'll be there.
That's it. Just joking.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Driven and powered by
Go Chevrolet.
See y'all tomorrow.
Get
Love
Chevrolet.
y'all. Have a great day. Have a great hump day.
Dixon.